Hoosier's Garage. What's going on, brother? How's the weather out your way? Hey, Chuck, what's going on? How's the weather out your way? I know it's probably colder than shit up there. Oh, what are we right now? Uh, 21 degrees, which ain't bad from yesterday, I guess. Yeah, it is. It's been chilly. It was a high of 14 here yesterday. That's without the wind chill. But ain't chilly. Uh-oh. Hey, that's good chilly day food, though. Oh, doing some ice fishing, huh? Any luck? How long has it been since I went on ice fishing? I used to love doing that. Now with my bones the way they are due to my injury, I just can't be on the ice long. Hey, Big Al, what's happening, buddy? We're doing good here. Killing them. Heck yeah. Congratulations, Chuck. Ain't nothing like a good fresh walleye or perch dinner. Love me some whitefish. Hey, Lloyd. Thanks. Yep, number 6. 6th grandbaby was born Monday. Her name is Riley Jennifer. 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 21 inches long she was. Beautiful little girl. She'd be our next racer. Been out in the shop at all, Lloyd? Man, I had a hell of a week. We went down there Monday. Obviously, she got induced at 6:30 Monday, and I had a doctor's appointment at 7:15 in Saginaw, and we shot from Saginaw. I got out of there. It was almost 8 o'clock. We shot down 46 over there to Port Huron, which is our hometown, and they induced her at 6:30, and we were only just out of Saginaw heading there, and she called Mom and said that she was already at a 4, and her contractions were 2 minutes apart, so we didn't think we were going to make it in time, but we got down there. I mean, I was hauling ass, and we made it down there probably 9:30ish, and she had the baby at 11:58, I think it was, just before noon. So we had plenty of time, but it was a good time. Then we came back to a bunch of bullshit here, which has been going on all week for us. Jenny's washer blew up, so we went and got a new washer. I got it installed, which was a task all of its own. She did one load of laundry, then her dryer blew up. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And then yesterday, her truck goes into limp mode, reduced power mode. The throttle positioning sensor took a crap. So I limped it over to Tony's over there at Mid-Michigan Trans and ordered a throttle positioning sensor. And I worked on that till last night and got it up and running. It's just been one hit after another here after we got back. I mean, beautiful time of the grandbaby being born, our granddaughter. And then after that, it was just like bam, bam, bam. We've been getting our asses kicked. But it is what it is. They say shit comes in threes, but hopefully that was the third one. Because I tell you, my stress level was right up to here. But other than that, we're alive. We're above ground. I ain't going to complain. Oh, yeah, basically live out there. What, did you get some better heat out there, Lloyd, or Or what? Get wood stove, man. I tell you, man, that thing will kick you. Mine, whew. Yeah, I hear you, Chuck. I mean, there's just some weeks or days or whatever. Mine's been a whole week. I mean, but it's always something. But I mean, that's what we prepare for. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and whine about it. We just take it as it comes and move on. But Jesus, give a guy a break, man. The only thing I don't like about my wood stove out there, Lloyd, is how dirty it is. I mean, because now that the El Camino's gone over to Tony's in his pole barn for storage for the winter, I can back right in and unload wood, out of the back of the Tahoe. And this guy leaves it outside and he pushes the pile around with the tractor, you know what I mean? And it picks up a lot of dirt and shit. And I tried banging it off the best I can before I load it into the truck, but you never get it all. So that shit makes it into the shop. And then, I mean, other than that, it's got all the insulation up. I had to run a scissor jack and do the ceiling. And I know I still got to do mine. It's just, I think we estimated it, me and the boy, I'm going to need, what do you say? 25 rolls of that R or whatever it is insulation to do my ceiling. And it's not cheap. And right now, I have the money to do it, but you've heard me talk in my videos. We got Thor surgery coming up on the 24th, and I don't know exactly to the penny how much that's going to be. So I haven't been spending any money unless I absolutely have to. Like Jenny's washer. We had an extra dryer out there in the shop from when we moved out of the trailer. We bring the washer and dryer, but we sold the washer on Marketplace a year or so ago because Jenny didn't like it. And we kept the dryer, and good thing we did because I can't believe that just they both go out the same time within a day. And the heating element went out of the dryer, and the washer, it went to kick into spin mode, and I heard a big boom, and there was plastic pieces all over the laundry room floor, and it wouldn't do nothing, wouldn't spin. I had to siphon the water out of the damn thing. I mean, it was a bitch. Oh, shit, you had almost 70 in there today. Yes, that's pretty good. Hell yeah. It takes me about a couple hours to get it up to 70 in my place here, but I usually tone her down about 65 and just let the wood stove just maintain it. I got a furnace, Lloyd. I was going to put natural gas out in mine, but I'm probably not going to. I mean, shit, just us heating the house and the electricity in the house, because here our electric and our gas is the same bill. And, it's going to be like, every month it's around $300 a month to heat and for electric for the house. And as much as I'm out in the shop and shit, man, that'd probably be $300 alone just out there. So I got this old boy that I get my wood from, and he fills the back of my truck right up with good seasoned hardwood for $20. So, that'll last me a couple weeks. So 300 versus, 40 to 50, maybe $60 a month. I'm probably going to keep the wood stove out there. I just hate how fucking dirty it is. Oh, no shit, Al. Sorry to hear that, brother. Rocket Pat's in the house. Going to be 70 tomorrow. I can handle that. Hell yeah. 33 years and they let you go, huh? Al, man, that sucks, brother. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you can't let them kids run in and out, Lloyd, especially when you're using that's propane, ain't it? To heat that like a patio heater or whatever the hell it is. That's 20, 22, $23 a 20-pound bottle. That's expensive. I mean, I didn't like, I bought that brand new torpedo heater for the shop that used propane, but man, I tell you that when I used it last year, um, I quit using it after I went out there the one day and I opened up my toolbox and all my tools were sweaty. So I was like, fuck that. I don't want all that moisture in my cars and, ain't good on the engines that I do. So I just quit, I'll warm it up a little bit and then I'll shut it off. Then I have a littler propane, just a round little heater head. And then just to maintain it. But yeah, that sucked. Yeah, but I mean, if you got a natural gas furnace out there too, Lloyd, you would always, I would have mine, thermostat set at least 40 to 50. That way your paint don't freeze. You know what I mean? Even though my ceiling is not insulated, it got down to 14 degrees, and even the wind chill was, was lower than that. And when I went out in the shop yesterday and got it rolling, the wood's still rolling. It was only, it was 37 degrees in there, so that ain't bad. I haven't seen it below, mid 30s, mid to upper 30s in there. My paint don't freeze. I actually put a bottle of water out there on purpose, with about this much water in the bottle, just so I can monitor when it starts to freeze. You know what I mean? And not even as much as a little ice skimming forming on top. So, well, that ain't too bad. But still, that's well, you're only out there probably on the weekends, huh? Being that you're working all the time. All right, Al. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Like I said, sorry to hear that. I'm sure you'll find a bigger and better job, brother. Don't let it get you down. I don't see how people can do that to somebody. Give them 33 years of your life and then stick it up your ass. It pisses me off even thinking about it. I had that happen to me on a 15-year job, but what it is, what it is. You know what I mean? Hey, Kevin Lyric, what's up, brother? Couldn't be happier. I don't know if you're telling the truth on that, Al, or what. I mean, I'm just gonna give you one of these, man. Hell yeah, I'm sure your old Malibu loves being in there. That's it, Lloyd. We're just numbers on everything, not just jobs. Doesn't matter what. When your number comes up, you're fucking done. I watched that video that Rocker Pat put out of him driving that LS Cadillac, man. I tell you what, that get you thinking on it. A good like drag and drive car, or a daily driver cruiser. I mean, for as big as that car was, man, he was breaking the tires loose on a roll, getting a good squeak out of him, just downshifting. I was very surprised. I was like, man, that thing's going to be kind of a turd, probably with just a stock LS in it. NA. It's just going to be. But holy shit, I was surprised it was chirping the gears, man. Like, damn. Oh shit, Al, you're 67. It's time to collect that rocking chair money. I mean, if that's what you do, I mean, if you're up for it. You know, a lot of guys, they'll work their ass off till the day they die, which, you know what I mean? And, you know, they can't live off of what Social Security is going to pay you, which you can't. You know, I'm living proof that Social Security sucks, but, um, yeah, I mean, 67 years old, I'd get my piece of the pie and just do some side jobs, Al. If it was me, I mean, you put your time in, brother. Get some of that money back before we leave this shitty old earth. Pretty bad to go to fast food places and grandma and grandpa are working there. Yeah, no shit. Rock capacity had to argue to get paid. Oh, you can put liens on their vehicles, can't you, Pat, too? I mean, being a legitimate business that you are, I mean, either pay or you don't get your shit. And after so many days, it becomes your shit. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Well, around here it is anyway. I mean, if you got a, you know, a DBA, you know, a license, I wouldn't want to be the other guy with you arguing with you in real life, especially when it comes to money. I've seen some of your videos on people trying to get over on you on money, Pat. Oh, no shit. City won't let you get a license for that there? All right, man. Be good, Al. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Now, we had a pretty busy week here, Kevin. I really didn't do shit on the Blazer. Been helping Tony still, getting his shit moved out. Um, he did give me a set of real, not the fake ones, real side pipes for a pickup truck, or I guess you could put them on anything that he wants me to post up and sell for him. And you know, anybody that's interested for a set of chrome side pipes and all the hardware to install them. No, no shit, Pat. I'd make it so that motherfucker don't run. Hey, Don, what's going on, buddy? Had a harness problem. Well, I don't know. No, no shit. Cool. I'm glad you got it figured out. Well, at least you got a good clientele, Pat, to where a lot of people don't even try to mess with you, or where you ain't got to sue them or or threaten them or what have you. I mean, that just makes it for a shitty, shitty business. I mean, you do great work there. I mean, I couldn't believe you did that K member on that fucking Challenger. And what was that video? 45 minutes. Hell yeah. Well, you got paid. That's the main thing. Next time you'll know to do any work for him, right? All right, Kevin. That'll work. Yeah, he just like, I told him, I said, man, you can't be just dropping shit off here. I said, I'm not, I'm already packed up. I said, I can't be storing, shit that you don't want. And you got a pole barn, you got a damn near a 3-car garage, attached garage to the house. Plus, you're bringing a shed over there. I said, you have more storage space than I, and here you are. He said, well, I didn't know. He says, I figured you'd want to. I said, it's fine. I said, I'll post them for you or what have you. He's only had 2 customers burn them in 20 years. That's a pretty good track record. Yeah, he was trying to give me a bunch of shit, an old transmission table with a stainless steel top, a bunch of shit, and I told him I don't have the room, man. I could see if I had a 40 by 60 or something, yeah. So I would love to have a transmission table just to do transmissions on, you know what I mean? So I am going to start getting into that shit. Tony's like, man, if you can build an engine, you can build a transmission. Which I probably can, you know what I mean? It's all nuts and bolts and clips and, you know, O-rings and seals and shit. Just pay attention to what you're doing. That the first couple of them, it shouldn't be shit. It's just that, you know, I've never done it. Why? I told him, why should I learn how to build a transmission when I got you? I says, why don't you build your own engines then? He says, because I got you. I'm like, well, there you go. Hindsight's 2020. Hey, Shane, what's going on, brother? 21 degrees without the wind chill, and it's a little windy here. Other than that, I'm not complaining. We actually had a pretty mild winter here. How about yourself? You could be like Rocker Pat and living in 1970 or the 70-degree weather, kicking back. Holy shit, you're colder than us right now, Kevin. Only by a degree, but still, you're south. Yeah, at the end of the month there, after my dog gets his surgery, I'm going to be hitting it hard on getting the parts in for my Blazer that I need. Getting the cam and the intake. And then I got to get the arc panel, the switch panel. And then I can start wiring it. Yeah, we got the wind today. And it was only 14 high here yesterday, Kevin. And I think with the wind chill, it was in the single digits. Do-it-yourself garage. What's happening, brother? 29, and I am complaining. Well, we could have we could be asshole deep in snow. Hell yeah, Shane. I'm actually going to be doing the opposite to the El Camino. As soon as that Blazer fires up, El Camino is getting tore apart. The engine's coming out of it, trans is coming out of it, interior's coming out of it. I got a stock 400 that a buddy of mine's hooking me up with. You know, not for free, obviously, but right down to the Quadrajet. And I'm putting that in there and just a stock 350 turbo and taking all them gauges and shit out of it and making a cruiser out of it. I know it, Kevin. Every day we get closer to spring. I have made some good progress on the old Blazer, though, this year. Yeah, now that it's all done, Shane, I actually quit really racing it a couple years back. I mean, before I started my YouTube channel, I had a badass Dart engine in it, 406, trans brake. I mean, it was pulling wheelies and everything. And then I ended up selling that shit because I didn't want to keep twisting the car up, because I wanted to actually put it back to stock. And I finally got the body work complete on it. Last year, might have even been the year before now. I don't know. I think it was last year I got it back. But yeah, and I did race it a couple times last year, but it's way slower than it was back then. It runs high 11s now as the setup that's in it without the nitrous, obviously. But I'm just on NA. It'll run 1180. Yeah, see, I mean, that's 400s. I mean, I like them engines. I mean, they're a good all-around engine. They still got the cubic inch to be able to pass somebody if you want to, and I just plan on keeping it bone stock. I mean, I thought about maybe putting an itty bitty cam in it just to get the sound. I think if you got an old muscle car, it's got to have a little bit of a camshaft in it. I mean, that's just my opinion. But every time I go to do one, I just can't seem to put the little camshaft in. I always got to go to them big son of a bitches. But not this time. I'm going to force myself to. Because that was actually when we bought that car, and me and the son was in the process of building it the first time, putting the engine and the trans and everything. It was just going to be a cruiser. And then it turned into a 406 Dart, trans brake, solid roller, 950 carb. I never got to hear it through the exhaust, Pat. Yeah, Kevin, I am. We were actually, when we were in Port Huron, when the grandbaby was born, I actually did a little video clip. I am working on another video out at her mom and dad's on some of his shit. And her dad's got a 39 Chevy, 2-door. I don't know if you'd call them a coupe or whatever for back then. But the fucking body's beautiful on it. It's got a 6-cylinder in it. But he was talking about, he had to see if he could get the title for it. And I'm like, I'm not worried about that because I have people up here. I know people that could get the car tagged through the state police and we could get a title for it. So that, I don't want him to think that we got to wait for him to get a title. But I would love to make that car, just leave it bone stock and just cruise that thing around too. But I actually got it on video out there a little bit. That's where it gets expensive too, Pat. You're 100% correct. But, I've always been into speed, my whole life. But, I ain't no spring chicken anymore either. And obviously I ain't rich, so chasing the speed thing just, I don't know, I'm pretty much over it. Blazer's going to be my last hurrah as far as race cars go. Yeah, I think it'd be cool just to have it, a little inline 6 in there, a little 3-speed on the tree on a 39 Chevy. Shit. And like I said, it's brown, it ain't the greatest color, but it's a cool car. And he hasn't done nothing with it, sitting outside. And like I told him, I said, I'd love to do something with that car. Yeah, and I'm going to get you in trouble too, Pat. I seen you driving through them Texas streets. I tell you what, I'll never build another big block, ever. This is if something ever goes wrong with that one, it's done. I came to. Jenny's dad's got it out there, Pat, on his property. When we were down there for my grandbaby's birth on Monday, I did some video clips of the cars he's got. He's got a 57 Chevy out there. He's got a 31 or 32 Nash 68 Vet big block 4-speed car. He's got a 55 or 56 Chevy. He's got an old Oldsmobile, and then he's got that 39 Chevy. So, and that's just the shit that he hasn't messed with outside. The 57 he has, messed with a little bit, but all of his good shit's already, in his storage boxes or in the garage or in the shop. But he sounded like he would get off that Chevy, and I'd really like to get it. So I think we're going to have Mama talk to her daddy and see if we can work out a deal. Yeah, it's a coupe, 2-door coupe, and it's in great shape, man. I didn't walk out there because I was in my good shoes and shit, and it was all muddy. But I've seen the car before, obviously. He's had it out there for years, but it's solid. I mean, obviously the brakes are going to have to be gone through, the brake lines probably, the gas lines. But Yours is a 39 too? Here, I'll show you a little. This is just a little video clip I took while I was down there. I'll show you. And I was going to put it in. I don't know if I was going to use it in a video, but I took it anyway just in case I wanted to try and put a video together. But yeah, he's got me all hyped up on it. There's his 57. Well, let me see if I can get the right angle where it ain't glaring here. Then we take a walk out to, that's his 31 Nash right there, which I'm probably going to do. This will probably be in my next video, just clips of it with pictures of our granddaughter. But yeah, I mean, fucking phone. I mean, it's a shame the shit's sitting outside like this, man. It kills me to see it. But we continue to walk out back. Fucking phone, here we go. '68 Corvette, big block 4-speed. Sitting there, window down, no tarp on it. There's an old 56 Chevy sitting here, but the rear quarters were a little bad, but the rest of the body wasn't too bad. The floors are still in it. But out back here, I'm going to zoom in. There's an old, right there it is, 39 Chevy 2-door. And then he's got an old Oldsmobile 2-door sitting next to it. But I'd have to move all that shit to get it out of there. But man, I'm gonna try and get a deal done to where I get that. Exclusive video review there, guys. Dude, here's another little clip. You're talking about the 57. I came back to the 57 because me and the wife, we wanted to buy this car, but he thinks he's got it traded for a newer truck and a Corvette, a Lingenfelter. It might be a sedan. I'm not too, familiar on what that is, Pat. It could be. I mean, you probably know more about that than I do, being as you own one. But here's some more footage of the 57. But he's been talking about trading this car off for a newer Chevy pickup and a Lingenfelter Corvette for the last couple of years, and I don't think it's going to happen. But the glare is kind of bad, but it's got all the original gauges in it still, original radio, original clock on the dash. And, I mean, this car is a true survivor, and the patina is just awesome on it. It's original paint. Only thing that's been done to this car is it's got an aftermarket engine in it and a floor pan or a floor shifter. But look at the rockers on that goddamn thing. Bottom of the doors and rockers are just perfect. But I bet you $10,000 cash would buy that 57 Chevy, because that's what he said he wanted for it before. And I think I posted it when I first started the YouTube channel. I think I did a video on his 63 split window race car. He's got a 34 Ford pickup, or 34 Ford truck with a small block Chevy in it with a 871 blower. He's got Jenny's Jenny's got a 65. My wife's got a 65 Chevelle in the garage. It's her dad's car, but it's getting it'll just pass down to her after, his time comes. But he had that car for almost 50 years, that Chevelle, and it's never been on the road. He said, man, I'd be so afraid if somebody, hit, door dinged it. Yeah, Kevin, I mean, he would probably get rid of it too, and his health is not good. I mean, his health, he's been battling his health for the last 20 years, and a lot of this shit has just been sitting around there like you see it in that video, and it's a shame, man. I mean, them cars are worth money still. And, then the longer they sit there, they go down in value because, now you're getting into, is the engine locked up in it? Is, pretty sure the brake lines are gone off it. The 57 usually sits inside, but it's been outside for the last couple years. Usually it's got a tarp on it, but I think all of his tarps got wind beaten up. So, but that is a good car. I remember riding in that car back in the day. Factory, I think it's a 427 4-speed 68 Corvette, and it's got the removable top on it, or you can make it a convertible or a hard top. Like I said, he's got a lot, and plus he's got like them storage containers out there, which I'd love to have one for here, but and he's just got shit floors, rockers, you got it, Pat. I mean, who knows what all entails on some of these cars. Like the 57, I know is good. The Nash is still good. That 39 is still good. The Corvette's still good. I don't know about next year on the Corvette because I seen the window was down on it and with no tarp on it, which I did mention to him. You need to get out there and get a tarp on it or something. I don't know why the window ain't, maybe it broke or not broke, but maybe it won't roll up or something. But I mean, every year they're just depreciating from sitting. Obviously your health ain't gonna let you fix the shit. So let him go. Keep what like he'll never sell his 31 or 34 Ford, the little yellow truck he calls it, with the blower in it. He'll never get rid of that. He won't get rid of Jenny's or the 65 Chevelle. He won't get rid of the Nash, and he won't get rid of Jenny's mom's 85 short box Chevy pickup. Them are the ones he said that they're not for sale. They won't be for sale. But his 63 split window for sale. The 68 Vet's for sale. The other cars out back are for sale, and the 57 was for sale. But he said he might have, like I said, that was a couple years ago. He said he might have it traded off for a newer Corvette and a newer pickup. But it hasn't happened in the last couple of years, so money talks, bullshit walks. Yes, they do, Pat. All right, Don, I appreciate you stopping in, buddy. Yeah, Kevin, they're up in Port Huron, Michigan. Smith Creek, Michigan, actually. It's out of Port Huron, but yeah, I mean, he was a gearhead from hell too, Pat. He's like us, you know what I mean? Every day he owned a salvage yard. He ended up selling, I think he finally got paid off on it, his salvage yard. He had 40 acres of just older shit, you know what I mean? He used to go down to Texas every year and bring back truck boxes, bumpers, fenders, all that shit. And, he had newer shit in there too, newer cars he would buy at the local tow yards or auto auctions or whatever, just to keep the newer shit rolling too. But I bet you he had 20 acres of just pre-80s shit. Yeah, Pat, we're going back down, or Kevin, we're going back down there soon. But my boy lives over there, so I'll call him and tell him to go put a tarp on it. Which I already said something about it when I was there, because I couldn't sleep at night knowing that's open to the elements like that. Yeah, but he sold the yard and he's still got 40 acres of where he's got right now. And he just, when he sold the yard, he took his shit that he wanted to keep and moved it over to his property, and which was just around the corner where the salvage yard was. And like I said, he's been into cars his whole life. And after he got sick, probably 20 something years ago, he just, plus he's, almost 70 now. So it's time, his health for one, and then his age, he's not going to get any better. That's obvious. So like Jenny told him, you just need to sell everything, Dad. Get you and Mom a little cabin with a nice shop on it. Put the 65, your yellow truck in there, the Nash in there, and then get rid of everything else. Why let it go to waste? But some guys are like that. And he ain't, he would, if you showed him money, he would sell. He's not that guy. Unless it was on one of them other cars I said. But yeah, I'll insert that clip on it in my next video. You get a better look at, yeah, because me and Jenny wanted that 57 Chevy. I was going to go get a loan for it when we bought this plate, when we bought our house. He won't sell. You sure about that, Scott? Who are you talking about, Scott, when you're saying he won't sell? Well, how do you know who I'm talking? Or if you don't know who I'm talking about, then how do you know he won't sell? You're confusing me here, man. I'm talking about my wife's my wife's father. With the last name Wright, you might even know him. If where are you out of? Because I know some Wrights. All right, Shane. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Have a good weekend. Yeah, but she's been Imlay City. What Wrights do you know? Russ Wright out of Smith Creek. He's actually my uncle. Oh, yeah, but like I said, Jenny's been telling her mom and dad to sell everything and get it, but I get it where it's coming from. I'm probably taking it the wrong way. You got to watch some of these people that come on here that you don't know. You know what I mean? They like to start shit, but that ain't what he was about. You're right, Pat. He was talking about guys like your father-in-law won't sell. I'm sure that's what it is. And I mean, he doesn't have to. He don't need the money. Oh, okay. That's cool, Scott. Yeah, Russ Wright, he's got a couple brothers. They lived in Smith Creek. But like I said, the last name, when you said that he didn't sell, I figured that you knew the rights because the rights are very close to, my wife's dad and stuff. So I kind of figured, without knowing who exactly you were, I didn't know if you knew him personally or what, but awesome. Cool. But yeah, we're gonna go down there and do some work in the yard for him. Me and the wife, we're gonna get some shit cleaned up since he can't get out there. And yeah, you have to. I mean, sometimes it ain't about the money, or you can. I mean, he's got a plaque. I mean, the plaque's probably 10 foot by 10 foot, and it's got pictures of all the cars that he used to have back in the olden days. We're talking Yanko Camaros, and I mean, shit like that. I mean, Chevelles. I mean, he had all the high dollar Chevy cars. I mean, he's 100% Chevy the whole way. And that's kind of what turned me, because I was Mopar the whole way. And my family is still 100% Mopar. But then when I met Jennifer and we started having kids, obviously I can't afford to build the Mopars with kids and a family, you know what I mean? So with meeting her, I kind of got into the Chevy world and kind of got some slow car Mopar shit. Say that to one of my Indy 440s. But it's like anything else. You know what I'm saying? You build them, and he hooked me up on some pretty good parts back in the day. We're talking the old Camelback head setup, and just the simplest setup would run a mid 12 back then. You know what I mean? A flat top 350 Chevy with a set of Camelback heads on it, a 410 gear with a little converter. 1250s all day long. Yeah, that's all I owned, Pat, back. Well, I met Jennifer in 1990. All before that, in the 80s, shit, I had 71 RT Chargers. I had my uncle bought a 69 Dodge Dart 344 speed car that he bought brand new in 69. He, it got stowed away, and I ended up picking that up at 18 years old after sitting for 20 years and got it up and running. I tell you what, that car was a bad motherfucker. And it had the 3/4 race cam in it. That's what my dad said. You better be careful. That's got that 3/4 cam in it. I'm like, shit. No, he's just talking shit. He likes Mopar. Man, used to being slow. You can make any fucking thing fast, man. As long as you got the money. I don't give a fuck if it's Ford, Chevy, or Dodge. You got the money, you can make anything fast. But the fastest I've been is in a Chevy. I'll give you that. But my 440 and with Indy heads on it, my 71 Charger, it was pretty goddamn fast. We're talking mid 80s, You got a 10-second car on the street in the 80s, you were a bad motherfucker. Pat. I bet you can't come up with one for a Chevy like that, can you? Like the Ford's a fucked over rebuilt Dodge. Yeah, some of the highest cars out there are them fucking E-bodies, Cudas and Challengers out there right now. My buddy's got a 70 that I just built the engine for year ago. 70 Challenger RT, original 446 pack 4-speed car, and shit, it's appraised over 70,000. Plum crazy purple. I hate that color too. I mean, I like it because it is what it is. Hey, Mark, what's going on, buddy? But if I had my pick of all the old cars back in the day, the colors, because Mopar, another thing Mopar had going for it versus the other car companies is they come out with them um, real cool paint schemes and paints. Have a Superbird with an LS in it. Oh man, you take that to a Mopar Nationals and see what kind of hate you get out of that. Oh, I'd love to see that. My favorite Mopar that I've never got to own and probably never will, I want a 71 Cuda. But like I said, I'll probably never in my lifetime ever get a chance to own one because they're like a unicorn anymore anyway. You see 70s around, but you very seldom see a 71 Cuda. It doesn't even have to be the Hemi Cuda. Hey, what's going on, Grady? Oh yeah, them Superbirds are fucking crazy expensive. Like I said, like Scott said, being a Mopar hater that he is, um, they hold their value. It's like a Harley Davidson. But my next car, besides the Hemi Cuda, that'd be awesome. But now you're getting out there, Herb. Just even a 71 Cuda with anything. But the next car I'd love to have would be a 69 Charger in the Mopar world. And then we get into the Super Bs. I never had a Super. I had a Roadrunner, but I never had a Super B. All right, let me go back and look, Pat. If it had a swear word in it, it might not have posted. Misplaced oddball parts. Okay, so the last one I got from that. So if I had a swear word in it, they probably blocked it. Because it ain't here. Let me go up to comments and see if it's pending in there. Because sometimes they'll do that and I have to oh shit. Nope, and they blocked it. Yeah. Well, her dad's got a 63 split window. It's a tube chassis car now, though, which, back then people never gave a shit what, you know, they're not future tellers, I guess, because a lot of people cut them old cars up like that and don't know what the value is going to be in 30, 40 years. But yeah, he's got a 63 split window that's fully caged, can hear every rattle, value, or leaks every time. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Finally get up from your nap at 10:30? No, you're not going out there to chase no deer. You were just out. Oh, I missed that one. Wonder why it didn't pop up on my end. Oh, either way, I got it now. What do you got, Scott, for a vehicle, if you don't mind me asking? Anybody want to jump on here, they can. Let me post this. I'll drop the link in down here. I don't know what old Terrence is doing tonight, because he'd be up here for sure. Hey, Trev, did he go pee while he was out there last time? Was he's standing by the door, and I don't know, is the light on over there? Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. I talked. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember you, Scott. Sorry about that, brother. Out of the K-Pac area, right? I know you said Imlay City earlier, but ain't you the one that sold Josh the wing for Jack Black or gave it to him or what have you? Bisco was mine. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, man. All right. It's hard to keep names, man. But all right. Continue breaking my balls then. Yeah, he's actually Johnny's dad is actually real good friends with um uh, uh, fuck, what's that salvage yard right there on 69 there? I keep forgetting the name of it. I should know it, but fuck, I haven't lived there in 15 years. I can't believe they tore that place down, man. Yeah, Schulte's. Yep, Schulte's. He calls him Schulte, but I'm sure the boys are running it now, but the dad back in the day and Dave were like two peas in a pod. I'm sure you heard of that salvage yard, Dave's Auto and Truck Salvage in Smith Creek. Now that I think I might have asked you that before. We actually just rolled through that area Monday night on our way back home. I actually was going to stop in on the old K-Pac exit just to see with my own two eyes that place, the old Bisco's, was gone. But I just can't believe that, old man Bisco would tear it down. It was a money pit for the truckers. Nastiest fucking place I ever been in, but it was still a cool place to party. You asked if I beat Jack Black. No, not yet. I actually got the tunnel ripped out of it, the rear tunnel ripped out of it. I've been waiting. I got obligations that weren't foreseen. Last time that you were on the live feed, I had some shit pop up. I got to have my dog into surgery, and so I talked to Jason, and it's going to be in February when we take it up there, due to my surgery that's coming up for my dog. Yeah, I just hope they have a lot, better luck this year. Papatron with that truck, man, he deserves it. His luck has been shit. Yeah, I mean, you got to put your priorities, first. And I'm not going to make my dog suffer just so I can go get a set of headers built. You know what I'm saying? Because I just said earlier in the chat, I have money for it, but I don't exactly know how much money is going to be for the surgery. So I'm not spending nothing right now until after it's over, which is the 24th of January, which is, they can't come too soon, man. They put us, I'm sure they didn't put us off on purpose, but the vet, it's been 2 fucking months, man, with him dealing with this shit. And we've been dealing with it with blood and fucking giving him 2 or 3 showers a day. And man, yeah, I think they got her licked now, though. I think he'll have a good season out. Oh yeah, my dog comes first. I've had him since he was fucking a little fur ball this big. You know what I'm saying? He's my best friend. he's old, and we found out it wasn't cancer, which I thought it was, but it ain't. It's not a tumor. I guess it's some kind of anal wart that dogs get, and but it's got a lot of blood vessels in it, and it'll keep growing and growing and growing. And they only do surgery on Mondays and Tuesday at our vet, and so that's how far they're out. So, but we're getting close, man. Another week and a half, I think it is, and we'll be in good shape. Kevin, all you do is you go up there and you hit that you'll see I posted in the chat. Well, I'll repost it again. You click on that link that I'll put underneath. It'll be under Michigan Muscle Car Garage. And no, he's healthy. Like they said, it's not cancer. She said it does need to be addressed, though. Obviously, you got something hanging out of your ass. It ain't out of his ass; it's next to his ass. But I guess male dogs are the only ones that'll get them. It's some kind of wart that grows. And we didn't see it at first. I mean, because he walks with his tail down. And then one morning I came out and the living room was full of blood. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, Pat, you fucking kill me, brother. You fucking kill me. Been fighting a pimple in the crack of his ass. That ain't fun, let me tell you what. So I can imagine his is the size of about 2 grapes put together. That's how much it's grew in the last 2 months. So, Kevin, you just click that link and then you follow the instructions, and you should be able to come on. It'll actually pop up down here on my computer, and oh, I can imagine you are, Scott. The way you bust my ass, I'm sure you bust theirs the same way. I just can't believe the luck that, with the small block, then the big block, then, they redid the big block, and then the first LS. I mean, me and Papatron, when we go over there to see him, man, me and Papatron's like brothers, you know what I'm saying? Is that he's a character, and I love him, We get along great. Me and Josh do too. And we have a good time when we go over there. Lloyd, and I just hope that, Papatron can get a good season of racing, because fuck, they deserve it. He deserves it, because he's not rich. He's on a fixed income too, just like everybody else. No, it ain't. Yeah, I hear you, Scott. Sometimes, I don't know, I get one that runs decent, and I just, besides little changes, but it is what it is. Hopefully this Blazer's as fast as I want it to be, or hope it's going to be, that it should be. I mean, I've been building this fucking thing for 2 years. Oh, hey, Grady, certain people can give them good advice, you know what I mean? And even to me, Rockers Pat's bust my ass before on shit. You just got to take it with you got to take it how you take it. Some people can handle that, what do they call it? Good criticism. Some people can't. I've seen videos out there of other people's channels, and they get a hater on there, and fuck, it's the end of the world. Yeah, I wish that we were a little closer, because I'd be hanging out with Puppetron a lot. We get over there a couple times a year. We'll spend the weekend just to get away. Truck on a dragway has been 5.7s on the street on a 5.3 a few years back now. Been playing with a 402 with an 88. Hell yeah, man. That's going to rip. Yeah, we're in the process of getting the interior painted up, Scott, on the Blazer right now, and I ended up pulling the tunnels out of it and shit like that. Oh yeah, everything's gonna have a weak link. And the only thing that because now that I'm tearing the truck apart, there's a couple things that I see that I'm not real happy with, and it's some of the welding on the floor pans or the tin work. Because he's always got a different person in there welding. He does the chassis work, the TIG welding on the chassis and shit like that. But other people do tin work for him. He's fired him over some shit before and blah blah blah. And the Blazer ain't no fucking different. I've seen some welds in there that I'm like, holy fuck. Well, it's going to be the traits of a street car. It's going to have headlights, taillights, brake lights. I don't know about the exhaust part of it, but I've actually had somebody tell me to LS swap it. I said, which I need to come out of my comfort zone. And I've said this before. I would consider LS swapping something, but nothing I have in my garage right now. It's going to have a radiator. LS the world, man. I tell you, only reason I'm saying that now is because Rocker Pat just did a Cadillac. You got to go. Let me let him out. A Cadillac, a big 4-door broom or brown or whatever the fuck they're calling them. And that son of a bitch was breaking the tires loose from the roll. You gotta go potty. You better not chase no goddamn deer either. Go back. Hey, get out back. This dog, I tell you. I think he drinks beer without nobody knowing. Thor, go pee and get in here. Quit sniffing around. I think the old boy drinks more. I'd love to do one of them dragon drives. Me and Josh, we were actually talking about putting our own together for Michigan. Pulling our resources together, and he's going to talk to tracks on his side of the state. I was going to talk to Lapeer and Ubley, and then we were going to do like a weekend to where we make a trip, you know what I mean? Plan it all out. And we still might one day. Car has skinny tires. Yeah, that's how much do you think that car actually weight is, Pat? I mean, realistically, 5,000. Because if you can, I've been telling Josh to join Greg. Heck yeah, sick week, Rocky Mountain. That'd be awesome. All right, get in here. Let me go make sure he goes into the bedroom here. Get in there, lay down now. I'm on the computer. Get in there. Lay down. Hey, in there. Get in there. 5 to 6,000, 342 gear ratio. See, that's pretty impressive on. And that's just a 5.3, right, Pat? That ain't no 6.0 or nothing, is it? Shit, we just had Jenny's truck went into limp mode yesterday. Reduced power mode, whatever the fuck it's called. Throttle positioning sensor took a shit. The traction control lights are going off. The stable track lights are going off. You go to give it gas, that fucker just dead. So I put it on the scanner and it said faulty wiring at the throttle positioning sensor. Truck motor out of, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I wish we would have kept, I gave the boy, well, I sold him. I had a 04 GMC 2-wheel drive with the 5.3 in it. It had 190,000 on it, which in the LS world ain't shit. And I had a guy arguing with me about, he's like, nope, it's a 4.8 because they didn't make 5.3s and 2-wheel drive. I said, the fuck it is, dude. I said, I'm reading the fucking tag. It is a 5.3. It was a concrete place owned the truck and that I got it from. And he don't know if he special ordered it. So I had to actually go out there, shoot a fucking little video of it showing the tag. You know, I was like, I'm not fucking stupid. I can read. It's a 5.3. Well, they didn't make 5.3s and 2-wheel drive. They only made the 4.8s. Whatever, dude. But that truck ran fucking good. I mean, it would smoke the tires. And then he ended up selling it to his cousin, his cousin. And he blew the rear end out instantly. Hell yeah. What year is that, Pat? I'd like to get a 6.0. Because, you know, I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I got a guy that wants me to rebuild an LS. And I told him, yeah, I'll do it, you know. And another buddy of mine says that don't take the job on because on an LS is not like a standard small block Chevy or big block Chevy or Mopar or Ford. You actually got to have the heads, a mounting plate that bolts onto the heads. Like if you go to ball hone them or whatever, you got to actually have the heads torqued down on a head torque plate in order to do it right because of how they pull. And he said if you just go to ball hone it without the honing plate on it, it won't be correct. Hey, what's going on, Bill? Yeah, torque plate. There you go. It was on the tip of my tongue. So he said, don't do it. He said, because the cylinders ain't going to be in round and you're going to go and put your dial indicators in there and, or your dial bore gauge. And he said, they're not going to be, you have to have a torque plate bolted up in order to get correct readings. And I'm like, for who it's for. So I don't know. What's going on up in Caseville, Bill? Wonder what old Terrence is doing tonight. Hey, Bill, you still got that big, tall 75-25 bottle? I don't know, but if it's something that I'm going to start getting into, I'll probably have to look that up, Mark. Hey, big Butts and Mopars. What's going on, brother? Is there still shit in it? I think you said there was stuff in it that I just have to get gauges, right? I was gonna see if you wanted to bring that bottle and your gauges over for a day and help me get um, some shit welded up on that Blazer. Did you guys see that new big Ford engine that they're coming out with? What do they call that? The Godzilla or some shit. I can't remember exactly what it is. Yeah, they did some spot welding on the tin work on the floorboards in there that are shit that I want to address. Grind them, flatten them down and redo them. I don't know if I'm going to weld it solid across there or what, but and then I want to tack weld the floor or the sheet metal to the chassis on the edges by where the tunnel is. That way it's not rattling there. A couple spots that I seen I'd like to do my own little touches to in there. What have you been up to, Mark? Caught your last video. This fucking phone is stupid, man. I half the time I can't comment on shit. Um, I've been trying to get a GoPro, the new GoPro. Well, I guess they're not new anymore, but a GoPro Hero 8. It's got the stability on it and shit. I've been going. Me and the boys, we're trying to build a new intro for the channel for this year, and this phone's video quality just sucks anymore. I mean, I don't like it. But Jenny's girlfriend gave me a Apple iPhone. What is it? iPhone 11, iPhone 12, maybe. So I'm going to start doing videos with that. So all the new videos are going to be coming out in 4K. And I do have a GoPro that I had a buddy hook me up with, GoPro 2 to mount in the car for when we're racing. Oh yeah. Well, if you need I could probably hook you up with I think this is the iPhone 6. I mean, it's not in service, you know what I mean? But I would just have to take my YouTube off it, and you could um, use this one, Bill, to do videos with. You know what I mean? You could do time lapses on it. Shit, you can't even do time lapses on your phone. Yeah, the Green Weenie movement. Yeah, that new one that Jenny's girlfriend gave us, for the videoing, it doesn't hold a charge long. So that's the downfall of the new phone that I got. Like I said, they're not under service or contract, not like a regular cell phone that I could use, but for videoing, it seems like, when I'm doing the videos on the iPhone 6, when I'm videoing, it seems clear, but then after I download them, render them, and then put them up, if you put them on like a TV screen or something, they look fuzzy and the color's all jacked up. And like I said, I've been trying to save up to get a GoPro for a long time, and it's not in the cards. One day it will be. But shit happens, man. But we did get a GoPro Hero 2 with the mounting hardware and everything we can have in video or in car video now, or out car video, whatever, of going down the track this year, which is going to be pretty awesome. I had to get a battery, a charger, and we ended up getting this SanDisk 32 gigabyte adapter that goes into the old GoPro Hero 2s, and then the card itself, the little memory card. But it should be up and ready to rock and roll. But it's wintertime. If we ever got any snow, we could go four-wheeling in the old Jenny's truck. I'm afraid to do anything with that truck anymore. I mean, it's been showing its ass for the last couple weeks. First, the oil pressure issue. And like I said yesterday, it went into limp mode. I got to get another vehicle. Yeah, that's all this is. I mean, I can go on YouTube and stuff off Wi-Fi, Bill, and check my emails and shit like that. But I can't make phone calls. You know what I mean? I can FaceTime somebody on Facebook, but you know, I'm not paying fucking $80 a month for a fucking cell phone bill. I got a house phone in here that we run through our cable company. It costs me $14 a month. Call me cheap. Jenny's got a cell phone though. I mean, for her work, and we pay for. The throttle, the code came back faulty wiring at the throttle positioning sensor, Mark. And so Tony ordered me a throttle positioning sensor because they're telling me that for that year 5.3 for the Tahoe, it's dealer only for the throttle drive-by-wire throttle positioning sensor. So I had Tony get me one, and we got it fixed up last night. I put it in, which is a treat in all of itself, because then you had to get it on the scanner and recalibrate the throttle pedal to the throttle body. But yeah, I mean, we got it fixed. That was an issue. I think it's been an issue for a while, because if you guys remember, I've been saying that we've been feeling a little surging, and I thought maybe it was the fuel, water in the fuel, because it did it last year too, and I did a video about it. And I cleaned the throttle body out, and it took care of it, it seemed. But I think I was just band-aiding the problem, because it came back this year, and actually it was the throttle positioning sensor. Now that fucking truck runs, it's got power again. It ain't surging. So, but Pat, I was talking to Tony, and you know, because I'm familiar with the O-rings on the pickup tubes on the LS. You know, they get dry rotted or what have you. And Tony bought what is it, an 05 or an 04 Chevy pickup. He took the oil pan off it, and it was so full of sludge and gunk. He cleaned the oil pan out, cleaned everything he could, rinsed it from the top down, and he said he couldn't even get 1,000 miles before it would start plugging filters up. And he said that's probably what is happening by me putting tranny fluid in it. It's probably breaking shit free, which I never thought. You know, this lady that I bought it from, she worked at GM, and I mean, beautiful fucking house, beautiful. But I guess that doesn't matter on what kind of maintenance they do on their vehicles. But I never had a fucking problem with it before until that time. But it hasn't lost oil pressure since, and it's right back to where it was. But Tony said I need to probably drop the fucking pan on it and take the valve covers off and flush the fucking engine out. He said even after he took his oil pan off and cleaned it, he was still plugging filters up. But He said it was probably coming out of the cam tunnel or, you know, under the intake or something, you know, the lifter valley. But he's think he's got it whipped now because he's actually at 2,500 miles and it ain't plugged it up this oil change. So, yeah, Mark, the old truck, it said reduced power on the dash. All the bells and whistles were going off. It went into traction control turned on or turned off. The stable track turned off, and you couldn't give it any throttle at all. It wasn't going nowhere. You can't plug the filter, the bypass at the oil filter. You know, change the filter on it, and it fucking got oil pressure again. So I don't know, man. Something happened there, and it hasn't happened again. We took it downstate Monday for my granddaughter's birth. Going down the E-way, 55 pounds oil pressure. Come up to. Well, if it does it again, that's probably what it's going to get, but is what it is. Yeah, did the traction control and the stable track come off when it did that? Went into limp mode, Mark? So I was arguing with the guy at fucking AutoZone. He's saying, well, your wheel sensors are bad. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not dismissing it, Pat. I'm just saying it's got oil pressure again, the same way it was. I know they go bad, them O-rings. I told you before when I said it, when we talked about it before you even said anything, I said that I know that the O-rings go bad on them pickup tubes and that there's a screen underneath the sending unit that usually plugs up on them. I've had it happen before on a different LS. But Tony's a professional mechanic also, and he's had the same issue, and it worked. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know why they fucking, you know. Then when you go to put it on the light or the scanner, and it comes up wheel sensors for your track. He said the traction control and stable track have nothing to do with them sensors. I'm like, bullshit. I says because none of that shit came on before the code came up for the throttle positioning sensor, and it said reduce power. So I said I'm not going to argue with you about it. And we changed the throttle positioning sensor. All the fucking lights went out. The check engine light went back off. So, are you still having issues with it? Because I did see that. Yeah, see, Pat, that's exactly it. But try going to AutoZone and telling them that. Fucking Grady. LS problems. Oh. That truck's been a good truck, though. I mean, and what are you doing, B Rabbit? And you changed I think you said you changed pretty much all the sensors, haven't you? I wonder if it's a computer. Ask Rocker Pat, he'd probably know. I remember I watched the one video where you said that you did the knock sensor and the cam sensor or some shit. My neighbor's Avalanche across the street, I put a knock sensor in hers. or diagnostic for the knock sensor, because hers was doing the same thing, going into limp mode, running like shit. And then she'd go out in the morning, start it up, everything would be good, no check engine light. And she's like, "Well, can you put it on the scanner?" I said, "Unless the check engine light's on, you can't. It won't bring up a code. So you have to wait till the check engine light comes on, and then so check engine light was on and bring up a code for." Trash control is accomplished by retarding the timing. And if there's a problem with the engine management, it always turns off trash control. Yep. Yeah, and I tried telling them that it has nothing to do with my wheel sensors. I mean, they're a good, reliable engine when everything's in order, working right. But like I said, fuck, I think Jenny's has got 274 on it now, which that's over 250,000 miles. And it's probably start time to get some shit maintenance on it. There you go, Mark. Knock sensors have pigtail problems. Check the wiring. Did you ever do the O2 sensors on there too? I think you said you did. I know Jenny's, I think it's got fucking 4 of them on it, or two. I think I've seen 4 under there. Oh no, it was 4 catalytic converters. Little fuckers. That's what it was. Hell yeah. Yeah, see, I thought you said that in your video. Hey, what's going on, Will? How you been? No, we're just in here talking maintenance and LS issues. Just shooting the shit on the Saturday night. What are you up to? Like Rocker Pat said earlier, smoking cigarettes and watch Kangaroo Jack or Captain Kangaroo or some shit. Fucking guy kills me. I gotta give it though for they're a good, for like in Jenny's truck, and there you go, Mark. Rocker Pat's asking you some shit on it. I guarantee you he's been through it. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Oh shit, signing your life away. Man, I thought about me and Jenny were looking at this was a couple months back during the summer. Because once the Blazers done, we want to go out of state, you know what I mean? And do some racing. And we were looking at Tacoma. And whew, they wanted 40 grand for it. They had 15,000 miles on it, had the 5.7 in it, had a little lift on it. Nice truck. The big back doors. But man, I just couldn't swallow that pill. $40-something thousand, with the insurance and everything, you're, about $700 a month. And I was just like, I've never ever bought a brand new. I mean, this was I think it was a 2021. At the time, it had 15,000 on it, like I said, but that's close enough to brand new for me. I usually go on Marketplace, and like when we bought the Tahoe, $6,500 for a 2010. That was good enough for us. And I had no payments. You buy once, you cry once. You get anything done to the Firebird, Chris? Besides what you posted on your little... Most I've ever paid for a car is $2,000. And you still drive that old school stuff, which is awesome. Sometimes I wonder, like, fuck, I'd drive like an 85 short box Chevy with a small block Chevy in it. Fuck. Hey, knock it off. Sonny, leave him alone. Fucking cats are getting ready to fight. Not like a good old cat fight in the middle of a fucking live. I bought a 2021 GMC Denali with a 6.2 with 5,000 miles. Whew, nice. Yeah, we could have bought. There was I think it was a 2020 Mark, black Tahoe, same thing, 5.3 that what we have. Obviously 10 years newer, but it was 40 grand too. And, that it was a toss up between that Tacoma and that. But, we got talking about it afterwards, and man, I don't want that payment. Oh, there's Chris. Hold on. Let me get him in here.
What's up, Herb?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Not much
at
all.
Off there, huh?
Yeah.
What was behind it? Like I said, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. No lower quarter.
Was the seams and everything good?
No, like it's the whole lower quarter's just gone. The whole way back.
All the lips are gone and everything too, huh?
Yeah. It needs an outer wheel well, and it needs that quarter piece put in. I have a quarter skin for it, and I have an outer wheel well for it. So I put up a new video.
You got one of them
yesterday.
Oh, I have to check it out. I didn't get a notification. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Don't you hate that sometimes you don't get notifications on videos?
Yeah.
Even though you click the fucking bell button. But you got one of them bead rollers or whatever they are that it'll take one panel and it'll put a
flanging tool.
Yeah, the way they sit flush when you tack them in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a flanging. I don't have one, but I'm gonna get one. So, because me and Tom tomorrow we're gonna go out and I got to take the rocker trim and stuff off of it, and we need to sand down some spots to see where we got good metal at, and we're gonna tape it off.
What you guys did to the old satellite there, I think you'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
How's he doing anyway? I meant to ask you on Marty's live the other night.
Oh, Tom's doing all right. He's doing good. Top still looks nice. So we just got to do the rest of it for it. Yeah, we just got to do the rest of it. He put vintage air in it.
And nothing wrong with that.
No, but he's been having problems with that. I mean, it's a nice system, but I don't know. I don't like how they run the hoses and stuff. They run the hoses. You know how you have your little window for your eccentrics on the front inside the apron, the wheel well apron. Yeah. They run all the hoses through that. Your heater hoses, your AC hoses, everything. They run all that through the fender. And those Chryslers don't have a fender well. Yeah. So all that shit that comes off the wheel hits them freaking rubber hoses. And then they run that all back into the fender, into the firewall. And it's kind of a shit design. And then they have an electronic heater control valve. Well, they put that right back at the back inside the fender well, back towards the firewall. So I said to Tom, I said, we need to make a metal shield because a stone is like a bullet. It'll go right through that hunk of plastic.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I don't know why they didn't do the hoses
And plus,
inside.
with that being open for the hoses coming through, now you're letting other shit get into the inside of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sealed up where the hoses go in. It's sealed up pretty good. But my biggest concern is that you have rubber heater hoses running in, right above a tire. I mean, it's all tied up and everything, but you still have rocks and debris. And I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you hit a road gator or chunks of tire out on the highway or something, it's going to go right through that damn hose.
Yeah, then
So,
you got more issues. Hell yeah.
yeah. So he's happy with it. I mean, so far, he thought he was going to have to pull it out because it lost a program because it's all electronic. All the doors and everything on it are all electronic.
Do you think they did that, running it through there? That way you don't have to drill holes through the firewall?
Probably, but you still got to drill holes. It's just on the other side of the apron. It's just, part of your firewall stretches over on the other side of your fender well apron.
Yeah.
So you drill holes there, because I was looking at it and he was showing me how you had to run the hoses. I'm like, well, why the hell didn't they just run all this shit, inside
Under the air box
compartment?
or something.
Yeah. I mean, they give you a big plate because you take out your original air box. You could drill right through that, So I don't know.
He did it himself.
Yeah, him and another guy did it. Who's another buddy of his has done like 2 or 3 of them, so he was familiar with it. So after I read the instructions, I was kind of like, nah.
Doesn't your Chevelle already have air on it?
Yeah, that's factory air though. Yeah.
Ooh, you got the fancy one.
Yeah, I got fancy stuff, and I even got R12 in it, so it blows ice cold.
No shit.
Yeah, I have a stash of 12. So
yeah, they don't make that shit no more, do they?
No. I I stumbled across a deal. We got 48 pounds for $250. So it was 2 30-pound bottles that had some of them. So I took the one that had 28. Marty's dad took the one that had 25. We filled my system, and I still got 25 pounds left up in the garage. So
it seems like you guys are having a pretty good time over there at Riley's house.
Oh yeah.
What Marty's? I take it Marty's on week is this week here.
Yeah. He actually they called him off tonight. He was over here for a little bit. He just left a little while ago. So, but
I figured that's probably why Pops was over there too, because he was getting pretty tuned up. Old Marty was.
Yeah, Pops drove him home.
Oh yeah, so, well, I think he just got over his bullshit from last night, didn't he?
What's that?
He lost his license for a little bit, didn't he?
It's 7 years.
Holy fuck! I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, 7 years.
He had too much fun.
Oh yeah, well he got nailed for driving without a license a few times too, I think.
Oh, Bucky even got him back.
So
yeah, I can't wait to see their little project when he gets done with it. He's like, yeah, them fucking hillbillies that put them big tacks on the dash. I was cracking up. I'm like, you call me a hillbilly because I got one on my dash.
It should be a pretty cool project. I think the biggest challenge is going to be running exhaust on it. I think the engine will physically fit. I just think doing the exhaust is going to be kind of a shit deal. I don't know.
Rocker Pat says I can make 134A blow ice cold on any old car. After you short fill the system. What is that shit that they use now that anybody, because before I remember back in the old days, you'd have to be a licensed air conditioning charger type of guy with a license to go in and buy the shit to charge a air conditioning system. Now you
you could just buy it now. The 134 you can. If they have R12, you got to have your little certification. Nobody even looks at that. I mean, R12 isn't even around anymore. I don't even know if there's even. Most guys have some surpluses of it, but
what's the difference? I mean, is it just the weight of the gas or whatever the fuck?
It's different pressures they run under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you don't have all the bad shit in. the 134 like you do in the R12. Now they're saying the 134 kills the ozone too, so it really doesn't matter.
Fuck, what don't?
So
Pretty soon they ain't gonna let you have air conditioning in your house.
well, they're going to that new stuff, that 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff. They're slowly changing over to that. That's the next phase that they're going into. But the problem with that is I guess that 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff is slightly flammable. So, but yeah, be warned a new way. Yeah, I'm reading the comment now. A lot of the new car places haven't, or a lot of the new car manufacturers haven't gone to it yet. I know Mercedes has, but
yeah, we got a guy that I actually bought our house window air conditioner from. That's what he does. He buys used air conditioners and shit, because a lot of times, it's just the condensers are plugged up. People don't clean them. But
yeah,
I took Jenny's truck out there because we ran it the first year we got her truck. We didn't have air in it. I mean, it has air on the truck, but it was blowing hot. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
yeah.
well, fuck. He said, well, bring it out. And he's like, holy shit, this thing is taking a lot of shit. And he's like, usually they're only taking so many pounds or what have you. And he's like, I said, well, this has got that rear heat and rear AC too.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, he said, well, that explains it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but shit, he's like, well, it might have a slow leak. He said, because I guess you got to have so much pressure in order to engage the sensor on the what is it? To engage the air conditioner.
Yeah, you got to have so much pressure in the system in order for it to engage the compressor.
Yeah, the compressor. There we go.
Yeah, yeah, because they have like a pressure switch on the system in order to do that.
He said that usually sometimes the seal behind the pressure, the compressor, the seal will slowly weep out, but shit, that was 2 years ago. We had it charged and fuck, it still blows cold. I was like, man, that first year that we got it, I said, all I needed was recharge the son of a bitch, and we're sweating our ass off in there. And he only charged me $35 to recharge it.
Oh shit, that ain't bad at all.
He told me 25 at first, but he says, man, as much as it uses, I got to charge you the extra 10. I'm like,
wow.
Cool.
Yeah,
low pressure cycle switch.
Yeah.
Because you got a high and a low, don't you, on there? A high and low switch on it too? Like for pressures on the air conditioning canisters that sit up top?
I know the old GM systems only had one pressure cycling switch on the accumulator. I don't know what the newer systems have.
Yeah, because Jenny's has got that aluminum container that sits up by the firewall, and it's got a sensor on one side, and then it's got something with wires coming in on the other side. Then obviously you got the wires that go on the compressor that's on the engine. But
like, yeah, one's probably a cycling switch, then a low pressure cycling switch.
Yeah, the newer shit, man, is like, you got to learn how to. I don't know how all that shit works.
Yeah, there's a high pressure switch too. I know most of the AC stuff I deal with is old crap, so I don't have switches and nonsense.
Does the Firebird have air in it too?
No, that car doesn't have anything. It doesn't even have power steering. It's just got a 4-speed and an AM radio. That's it.
You didn't even put an FM radio in it yet?
I did put a radio in it. Yeah.
Say you got to have some tunes because you drive the shit out of that. I think you drove that down. You drove that out of state already, didn't you? To a car meet or something?
Yeah, I took it to Ocean City and back. Yeah.
How far?
I want to take it 200 miles. I want to take it to the No Name Nationals in September.
Are they having the same spot?
Yep, they're having it in Missouri, Sikeston. That's 850 miles. So
the dryer has a low switch, and then the high switch is on
the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rocker Pad, he knows his shit, man. But that's what he does every day, One day he could be doing brakes, the next day he's doing air conditioning, the next day he's putting an LS in a Cadillac. Fuck, he did a live feed, or not a live, but a video of real time putting a K member on a 71 Challenger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was only 45 minutes he had the pucker swapped out.
Wow.
That's pretty good. You know, them Mopars, you know, they got them fucking torsion arms and or torsion bars, and he knocked that fucker out like nobody's business.
Strut rods.
Yep. He says, I know my shit. Yes, you do. I give you credit on that, Pat. You do it every day. $110 a can. That must be for that 1, 2, 3, 4 shit. I'm taking he was talking about. Let me go back.
Yeah, that well.
Yeah.
110 could be R12 too. I don't know what the 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff is. I've been out of the automotive loop for
EPA, like Grady said, $1,000 richer to change that K frame. Holy fuck! 45 minutes. He gets paid $1,000 for 45 minutes worth of work. Bam.
What was wrong with the original one that they had to change it?
They probably went to a big block or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is that what it was, Pat? They were putting a big block in that car is why they changed the K frame?
Oh, the 1, 2, 3, 4 is $110 a can. Shoo. Damn.
Wow. Well, I got a good deal.
8-cylinder.
Oh, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder.
Yeah, so they had to change it to a V8 cross or K frame.
Yeah, because my buddy Doug, he was putting a big block in a Barracuda, 68 Barracuda, and I know he had to change the K member out to put the big block in it too. So there must be a difference there too. I don't know.
That's a tight squeeze in one of those early A bodies.
Oh man, his headers look like spaghetti in there. They all separate tubes coming in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all. One of them went through. He had to drill holes in the strut towers or the shock towers and everything to get them through. Two of the tubes came down by the tire and then back under.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was he got a 440 in it or?
Yeah.
It
ran low 9s. He sold it now. Now he got a 70 Challenger or 70 Cuda done. He sold the 68 Barracuda, but he's got a Dodge Arrow. You ever seen them or Plymouth Arrows?
Yeah.
He's got one of them with a 440 in it too.
Oh wow.
You know, Dana 60 out back and
nice.
All the good shit. Hell yeah, Pat. That's what I'm talking about. You make $1,000 in 45 minutes, sign me up. It's good money. So the old Pontiac's running good in the old Firebird, huh?
Yeah. I had to pull the intake again. It took the aluminum. Well, when I put that aluminum intake on, I blocked the heat crossover for shits and grins. And it just runs like shit with that crossed over, especially in a cooler weather. I mean, anything from 60 degrees down, it was just miserable. It would run rich and carry on. And once you drove it,
iron intake back on it.
Well, I pulled the intake off and I just opened up the heat crossover again, and it runs so much better. I don't think I never had a problem with the cast intake, and I had the crossover open on that. So I don't think I'll have a problem with the aluminum one because that'll dissipate the heat a little bit quicker too.
Oh, yeah. Well, fuck the weight savings alone.
Yeah.
I know some of the biggest cast iron intakes are just heavy.
Oh yeah, that Pontiac one's probably 50, 60 pounds. It's horrible.
I know I couldn't believe the difference from the weight from the big block Chevy cast iron heads to the aluminum ones. I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh, isn't that crazy? You could just pick it up with one hand.
I feel like they're 100 pounds a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could pick those aluminum up with one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, busting a gut trying to put them on putting the
Buddy
heads
of
on
ours
the
over
damn
at
thing.
Schneidertron.
Yeah, they're just
It's crazy. Back in the old days, they didn't care too much about the weight.
no. I'd love to put aluminum heads on the Chevelle, but it's just I don't have the money. Your initial
Man, I
cost
tell
on the
you,
heads.
shit, man, everything for that big block is just like building a Mopar. I thought it would be just typical Chevy shit.
Oh
I
yeah.
built big blocks for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never did one out of my own pocket. And holy fuck, that's why it's taken so long to, every little thing is like five. The valve covers that are on that. Them GM Performance Chevrolet valve covers, the aluminum, I guess they call it the billet aluminum or whatever the hell it is,
Yeah.
or cast aluminum, $850 for them valve covers.
Are you freaking serious? Holy fuck.
Yes, for them black valve covers that are on my truck right now, $850.
Holy shit.
The intake that I'm looking at was what just basically a standard Brodex intake. I want the Hive, the port match for my heads is over $600 for an intake.
Good grief.
Camshaft's probably going to be around $1,700. Nuts.
Yeah, that is just crazy. That is just insane.
Yeah, like I told everybody earlier on this live feed, I said if something happens to that big block, yeah, I'm done. I won't build another one. I'll put a small block back in it. Them heads that I bought, I got $3,000 wrapped up into them aluminum heads, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
For the new AFR ones that I was looking at, they wanted, almost $6,000. So, I mean, to build a stout big block like that is, you're looking at probably $15,000 or better.
Wow.
15, 20 grand. And it just takes time. Like I got a guy on here that always asks me, what's taking so long on the Blazer? I says, you donating some money? Because
yeah, exactly.
Right
exactly.
Rocker Pat said this last week I did a Jeep with a drivability problem, an Acura water pump, timing belt, valve cover gaskets, weather stripping on a 78 Corvette, 3 escapes in the shop as well. Damn.
Oh, jeez.
He's a busy. Whatever happened to that worker you had, Pat? He didn't turn out, or never seen him in any of your videos after you got the other shop over there next door. You need Cletus McFarland's hookup. Yeah, no shit. No, I could always go on there and put Cash App on my fucking page like some of these channels do, and beg for money.
Well, you could start yourself what the hell is it? I can't think of it. Not a GoMe fund. What they do with the videos.
GoFundMe?
Fans only. There you go. You can start a fans only, Herb.
Yeah, okay.
You strut around in your Speedo.
Oh, fuck. My subscriber count is down to fucking 0 in a hurry. You don't want to see that. I guarantee it. No, some of these, I watch other shit on YouTube, not just car shit. And it cracks me up, because some of these guys, across the whole video that they're playing of them doing whatever, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, their Cash App numbers and PayPal information. I'm like, dude, that's just pretty much begging for fucking money on, what the fuck?
Exactly. I mean, really.
I'm not about that. If somebody wants to fucking get a hold of me and say, hey, man, here's $100 or whatever, cool. But I'm not putting Cash Apps and fucking PayPal. I don't even push my merch shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm on here to meet friends, and I have. I mean, I got friends across out of Australia that come on and talk and shit and leave messages, and like you and Grady and Pat. Pat's from Texas out there. Any part of the country I could go to and say, hey man, what's up? Stop in and bullshit with them, and you don't have a good time. It was more about the hot rod commodity for me. Making
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I ain't giving anyone any money.
Yeah, I just read that.
Can't stand e-bagging. You're fucking right. It cracks me up, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, people, get real.
I know. It's horrible. Donate to my cause.
Yeah, no shit. If you did donate something like a car part or something cool, I'm not going to ask you for fucking money, especially on the internet. You get that, you start getting that under your belt. Oh, yeah, here comes that guy who's always begging for money or putting GoFundMe up or,
Well, yeah.
Can you help me build my race car? I ain't gonna say any channel's name, but there's a pretty popular guy that I watch on YouTube. Well, he's not really popular, but he's getting there in a hurry. And he wrecked his car so they were putting up posts for help to build another car. Well, they showed the inside of the shop, and he's got a whole other fucking car sitting there, twin turbo, fucking, he's got 2 lifts in his shop, I'm like, what in the fuck? Here you are asking people for shit, and pretty much everybody built this shit, sending them a seat, sending them harnesses, sending them, this, that, and the other, wheels and tires. And I mean, holy fuck, man. It's just like, if that ain't begging, I don't know what the fuck is.
God.
Yeah, I don't even ask for subscribers either, Pat. You got that right. It is what it is. You want to come over and subscribe? Cool. Like I said, it's more about the friendship you made. To me, I'm not in it for the money. I think I've made $300 fucking off this YouTube channel since I started it.
Yeah, I have no delusions of making any money doing this. That's for sure.
No, because I don't spend a lot of time, doing different clips. I shoot my shit one fucking time. What's in it? It's in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't edit anything. All my stuff's all one take.
I can't stand there and sit there and take 5. Okay, delete that video. Let's start a new one on the, because you fuck up, on saying something or your terminology comes out wrong or it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah, and nobody is. So. I'm trying to get to 500 because that's what you need to get to the no names. You got to have 500 subscribers.
And they're not lenient on that shit?
No.
So what, in order to take your car there, you got it? Because you were there last year.
Yeah, I went with Marty. Yep. I didn't take a car. We took the wagon.
So what, they checked his channel to make sure that Marty had, I know Marty's way over that, but.
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty. So,
but in order they wouldn't even let you on the property if you ain't got 500 subscribers.
I mean, you could drive in, but you couldn't participate, in
the racing and shit.
Yeah, and all racing and stuff. So, I just want to get to my 500.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't even know if I'll race the car. It's going to be hard enough just driving it there.
You should email me. You should email me do a couple short clips of your Chevelle and your Pontiac, and I'll post them on my channel and see if I can get you any help over your way again.
Okay.
Try and help you out. Marty don't offer to help you out on, trying to.
He does a little bit. I was on his live stream last week, and that helped out.
He needs to do more of them.
Yeah, I'd like to do live streams too. I don't know what the deal is on that. I don't know how many subscribers you got to have that.
If you got a laptop, you ain't got to have. You can have whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you got to have so many on. I think it's. They wouldn't let you do it unless you got 1,000 on a cell phone.
Okay.
Because the first time I tried going live on my cell phone, it wouldn't let me until after I was up to 1,000.
Okay.
But if you have a laptop and you do like this StreamYards, you can have as many, and you can do any lives. You ain't got to have, your 1,000. Pat says he ain't even monetized. Wow, Pat, I thought you were. LP94, what's going on, brother? Get the man to 500. Hell yeah. We helped him out in the past. We did a video on his channel.
That
Or
was a long
for his
time
channel.
ago.
Yeah. And we'll do it again to help try and steer some people over that way. All you got to do, guys, go to Test the Speed Shop. You see it on there and click that subscribe button, brother. He's a good guy. He's got some pretty cool videos. He's a car nut just like the rest of us. Does his own shit. Ain't got to pay nobody to work on your shit. Like some other YouTube channels. I could rant all night about some of that shit, man. Oh my god.
Yeah. There's some sketchy fucking channels out there, I'm telling you.
I mean, you brag that you're this, that, and the other, and then but you don't even change your own fucking spark plugs on your race car. You know,
there's this one clown I was watching, and I won't name the channel, but he had a Nova type body car, and it was a rotted piece of shit, and he drove it to Power Tour, and then he brought the car back, and he was talking about how it was handling weird. So then in his next video, he had a follow-up, and he crawls underneath it, right where the front spring perch is. He sheet metaled the floor before he left. Well, right where the front spring perch is at is where you could see the sheet metal, and that frame part isn't attached to the floor. And I'm like, dude, and you're driving this shit, man? Come on. I mean,
and he drove that to the No Name Nationals?
No, he drove it to I guess he caught up to the Power Tour was coming in near him or something. I think he's near Indy or something. And I think because Power Tour went through Indy the other year, and I guess he drove it there and back home. He went for like a day or something. But yeah, I was like,
it's a pretty important part of the car.
Well, that's what I thought, and I'm thinking, that's insane. And I'm like, my whole thing is like, what the fuck, dude? When you come on to YouTube, my whole thing is when you come onto YouTube, you have a little bit of responsibility. You know what I mean? Of showing people the safe way to do things. And it just kind of irritated me that this guy just drove it that way. I mean, there's other channels that have done that too, and I don't have to mention their. I mean, I know people probably can figure it out, but and to me, it just kind of pisses me off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, especially if they're driving unsafe vehicles like that. My family's on the road too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and that's the whole shit. I mean, why would you want to drive something like that? And then you come back and you say, well, I was hitting bumps and it was throwing me into the other lane. And then we crawl into the car and half the frame and floor and everything else is all gone and it's all cheesed together. And it's like, seriously?
Oh, super sketchy.
And you got 15K views on this freaking video. And it's like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what to
Diesel, say. I think he's about the craziest motherfucker out there. I mean, I think he's going to die one day from doing his videos. I mean, because he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, at least he does it in the field away from other people.
Oh, yeah.
No. I think the sketchiest thing I've seen him do is drive that Challenger on them freaking wagon wheels.
Oh, yeah, the Amish buggy wheels?
Yeah, the Amish buggy wheels.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah, that guy's
back when I started watching him back when he had nothing for subscribers, you know what I mean? And just doing the crazy shit with the tractor tires on his 3-wheeler, and I was just thinking, man, this fucking kid's stupid. But look at him now, he's a fucking millionaire. You know what I'm saying? From doing that shit.
Yeah.
Scott says it's 2023. We drop names. Yeah, Monster Max in the Ocean. That's a good one. No, I just think if you're gonna have, that kind of publicity and shit, you need to fucking do work yourself. I guess if you got the money to fucking pay somebody to work on your shit, then whatever. But
Well, the whole thing of it is when
Then
you
you
get
make
on
fun of the guy
YouTube,
that's working on it. You bust his balls.
yeah.
The guy that's doing the fucking work.
I mean, you get on YouTube, and whether you like it or not, you're kind of an influencer, and you have a little bit of responsibility, and it's just how it is. I
Yeah.
mean,
You get that little bit of fame. That happens every day. That's exactly why I quit working on cars for the public. That's right. Yeah, there's some shit that doesn't need to be on the fucking road, and I agree with that 100%. Thanks, Will. I appreciate that, brother. We're getting closer every time I touch it, but it seems like we're going backwards right now. I'm tearing more shit apart than I'm putting putting back on it, but I don't know. There's some stuff I want to get done. Right now we're in the middle of painting the inside of the chassis, inside sheet metal, and
I disagree with that. I'm not a role model. Not too many of us are role models, but
he don't do no sketchy shit though. You fix Russ, Pat. You don't fucking drive him like fucking missing half the frame on the steering component where they bolt up, spring perch, all that shit. I mean, that's the bones. I mean, you'd have to have pretty big balls even to even drive the fucking thing, knowing that you hit a bump, it shoots you into the other fucking lane. And that last video that he did, Rocker Patty, he's saying he's not a role model, but he put up an alarm system on his property that he don't live at, and he had a guy come in there and was nosing around, and I think Pat can actually hit an alarm button from his phone or whatever. He turns the fucking alarm on the guy, and he ain't even, Pat ain't nowhere near around there. Them people didn't do it. But you are kind of a role model in that kind of way to have people put alarm systems on their place, because I thought that was funny as shit. That guy, he was out of there. All racers know the car is quite never finished. Yeah, they're never done. That's part of being in the hot rod hobby. I mean, even when you think they're done, they're not. Like the El Camino looks pretty now, but there's still a lot of shit I want to do to it. I want to get all them gauges out of it and put the horseshoe shifter back in it like it's supposed to have. I'm looking for a set of A-body buckets.
Oh, they're expensive.
Oh, yeah. I found a set for $1,000 here, black.
Wow.
I should have bought them, but Jenny's like, well, do you really need them right now? And I'm like, no, I don't need them right now. And so I didn't buy them, you know what I mean? And then I can't find another set since. I'm kicking myself in the ass because they were still there. They had little wear marks in the leather or whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
but they weren't ripped. But you could see, like the discoloration of the leather.
Yeah.
And, the backs were there, the headrests were there. And for $1,000, you're not going to find that. I've seen them.
No.
I've seen them for $1,200 to $1,500 on eBay, and they're just shredded.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even the burlap in the bottom's just fucking shredded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're getting I've seen them for $600-$700 just for cores that are just beat, junk. I mean, there's nothing left of them.
Need to be refoamed and recovered.
Yeah.
And
then you drop another. Yeah, you drop another $300 or $400 just on the materials to do it, and then taking it to the guy to do, the upholstery shop, and then whatever they charge you. Yeah, shit's not cheap.
Yeah, Roy actually did the ones in his Challenger, and he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I was surprised. He took it on himself, and he did them horseshoe staples, whatever the fuck they're called.
Hog rings.
Yeah, hog rings, and I was surprised how they turned out. I mean, there's a couple spots I have, like it seemed like a little wrinkle in it or something, but for the most part, for the Challenger buckets, that because them are high backs, you know what I mean? That's a lot of material to stretch over and try and keep tight, and and he did a pretty good job. And so I would probably go over there and drink some beer with him and have him give me a hand on it if I had to recover some. But even I can't even find cores around here. Pat said he's got a line on some 70 Monte Carlos. He said just be patient. So if I can't find any, then hopefully he gets hooked up with that deal. And
well, yeah, if you find a Monte Carlo, that'll give you the right gauge cluster dash. I mean, it'll have the wood grain, but you can,
change it. You can buy the plastic piece for that.
Yeah. And then if they got buckets and console, well, shit, all that stuff will work.
I was told, which I'm thinking I don't like to speak on facts that I don't know 100%, but I was told that the Monte Carlo buckets are slightly different than the Chevelle El Camino in the headrest area. Is that true?
No, they're exactly the same.
Okay,
it's the same seat.
A body.
Yeah, it's the same seat. Yep. Yeah, it's the same bucket seat.
Because he's got 2 pairs of hog ring players. I appreciate that, Will.
Yeah, the Monte is the same. Interior wise, I mean, the door panels are a different pattern, and the seats will probably be a different pattern, but the actual bucket seat itself is the same.
So you can recover it and put a Chevelle covering on it or El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever put the horseshoe shifters in the Monte Carlo?
Oh yeah,
they did.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 70 through 70.
Yours have the factory horseshoe shifter in it?
My Monte Carlo.
No, your Chevelle.
No, mine's got mine was a column shift car, so I just have a Hurst ratchet shifter in it.
Has it got the rally dash with the tack in it, or just the?
No, it's got a sweep. It's a sweep dash. It's a Malibu. It's not a super sport. I could have changed all that crap over, and then I was like, "The hell with it! I'm not going through all that bullshit, tearing the whole inside of the car apart."
One of them other Chevelles, I just seen Vice Grip Garage. He picked up a 71 Chevelle. And he was calling it the heavy Chevy.
Heavy Chevy. Yeah.
And that,
it was like a
cross between an SS and a standard or something.
They based the heavy Chevy off the Chevelle, because they have the Chevelle, the Malibu's the next trim level up from that, and that's what your super sports are based off of, the Malibu. Well, the heavy Chevy was based on the Chevelle, and it was just basically a sticker package. Like a
12 bolt and disc brakes and.
Well, you could get 307 2 barrels in it. So
really?
It was just, you got the cow hood, you got hood pins, you got the stripes on the side. And it came with the 6-hole rally wheels, like the Nova rally wheels. And, that's what the general package was. They blacked the grill out and the headlight bezels and stuff, and they put a sticker kit on it. Now, since they're based on the Chevelles, they had a different door panel versus the Malibu door panels, where they have the little chrome that comes up and does the
Yeah, mine's got the chrome that runs through the mine on the door on the El Camino. Did you know that the El Camino door handles are different than Chevelle?
Yep.
On the outside, they got a different pitch on them.
Yep.
Because Jenny's dad gave me a set of Chevelle door handles, because the guy, when I bought the El Camino, this fucking guy had everything blacked out. The grill was blacked out. The bumpers were blacked out. The headlight rings were blacked out. The interior was all, painted different colors. And I was looking, even the windshield chrome he blacked out. He like Mad Max this whole car.
Yeah.
And so I was, over the years, I started collecting the chrome for the bed, the chrome for around the windows, the windshield, and the trim, the mirrors, headlight rings, all that. Well, he gave me a set of door handles that were nice. I mean, they weren't pitted or nothing. They're original GM Chevelle handles, not no OEM or aftermarket shit. and they wouldn't fit on there. Go to tighten them up, there's a big fucking gap at the top.
Oh, because they got a different cut on them.
Yep,
Yeah.
different pitch to where I guess on the El Caminos where the door comes down, where the door handle is, it's got a different shape than what the. And you wouldn't think so because they line up to the fenders, which some people say that the fenders are even a little different on an El Camino versus a Chevelle.
Yeah, they are.
I can't see the difference in them.
Yeah, they have a lip. They're like the station wagons and the El Caminos use their own fenders. And even the headlight bezel where your turn signal and your headlight surround is, that's different too. It's actually thinner on an El Camino.
Yeah.
None of that stuff.
Tail lights are the same as a wagon tail light.
Mm-hmm.
The back bumper is the wagon bumper.
And the dash is different too because the dashes on El Caminos, if it was a non-air car, you won't have a vent on the actual dash. It'll just be blank.
Yeah, mine's
on a
blank.
Chevelle. Yeah, on a Chevelle, you'll have a vent there, even if it's a non-AC car.
Oh, really?
But for the El Camino, on an El Camino, it's all filled. Yep.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of shit about the El Camino over the last 15 years that I've owned it as far as that kind of shit goes.
Yeah, they're a little different. Yeah. People don't think they are, but they actually are.
Yeah, the wheelbase is a little longer than what your Chevelle is. What's the wheelbase on your Chevelle?
112.
Yeah, I think we're at 119 or something on ours.
Yeah, I think they based the El Camino on the station wagon, actually.
I think it's the same chassis.
Yeah, or four-door. Because if you pick up your smuggler's box, the plate for your smuggler's box, that's actually a footwell for like a four-door.
Yeah.
Underneath that. Yep. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So.
Hell yeah, that's what it's about. Will is learning new shit. Like I said, we all do. Hell yeah. And Chris, he's got a beautiful, go over to Test the Speed Shop and check his channel out. He's got a beautiful 71 Chevelle, big block 454 car. He's also got a 60, was that a 9?
Yeah, 69 Firebird.
69 Firebird with a 4-speed in it, 350
Pontiac engine.
Pontiac in it.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all your videos that you did, Chris, I never noticed that fucking panel until you posted it just recently. The car looked perfect, from you know what I'm saying? I wonder how many people didn't know that they actually had that patch panel there on that lower quarter. Because you never really showed it before this last video that you did on it. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought that car was, because inside the trunk, underneath that car is beautiful.
I know, isn't it fucked up?
And I know. What's that on the driver? That's driver's side, ain't it? Yeah,
that's the driver's side. The passenger side, is in way better shape. And but that's the side that got hit back in the day. So that side's all that's all Bondo. So it looks good. They did a nice job. That repair is probably, 45, 50 years old. It was probably done when the car wasn't that old.
How many miles were on that when you bought it?
97. 97,000.
So it was a driver.
Yeah, they drove it, but they put 97,000 miles on it, and then they parked it in 1987.
Oh, so it sat for quite a while.
Yeah, 30.
You never had to do anything to the fuel system?
Oh, yeah. When I bought the car, we got a new fuel tank with it.
Oh, okay.
So we put a new fuel tank and sender and stuff in it. So, but that stuff's done. I've gone through the whole car. It's not.
Interior looks good now. I think you did carpet and shit in there too, didn't you?
No, the carpet's original. I just redid the front seats, and then I pulled the windows out, had all that stuff sealed up, and repainted the dash and the back deck. And
you put all the new whiskers and everything in the doors and shit?
Yeah, I did that just to preserve the doors so they wouldn't get scratched up. It's kind of going back. The whole restoration process on this car has been kind of ass backwards. It's been more, the whiskers were just gone, and I was afraid that the windows were just going to get scratched up because nothing was there, and that's why I just bought them and put them in. So, but yeah, the car's it's no show pony. It looks good on video, but if you see it in real life, you'd be like, oh, be like, what the fuck?
It's kind of weird how some, you can see vehicles on people's YouTube channels that they're like, wow, that fucker looks good, you know what I mean? And then you get up closer in real life, and it's like, ooh, wow, it's not as good as it, you thought it was, or you get the close-ups. Tony just bought one that was crashed in the front 69. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. It was gray, but it was hitting the front corner on it got the bumper and the fender and the lower valance.
Oh, no.
He can't find a fender. He can't find the chrome bumper for it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Firebird, that whole front clip is just, it's like irreplaceable. It really is. I mean, you cannot find, you can get the aftermarket stuff, Herb, but it doesn't fit from what I understand. That's why I ended up fixing the actual driver's fender on mine, because I didn't feel like dealing with the goddamn aftermarket junk. So,
see if I can find a picture of. Yeah, it had no interior. Yeah, the guy that he bought it from let his daughter take it to prom, and she crashed it.
Oh God!
And it had a brand new 400 Pontiac in it that was just rebuilt. This ain't the crash side, but that
don't look bad.
No, the fucking car is real clean. Let's see if I can get it. Maybe I think if I flip my phone this way. Oh yeah.
Well, that don't look bad at all.
But that's got the 400 in it with the automatic floor shift. But he's a big guy, and let me see if he might have one of the crash side. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
See how it got that corner?
Yeah.
Sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can fix that. There you go, a little better. But it got he bought the car for $6,500, and it's a nice car, solid. They have there's no windows in it, there's no glass in it at all in this picture, and the interior was it was out of it. So he bought it. He put all the interior back in it, and put all new glass in it. And he paid $6,500 for it. But he's a big guy, and he's always been into Trans Ams. You know what I mean? He's got a 77 Trans Am now, but he bought this one just to try and fix it up to flip.
Yeah.
Because he's like, man, I'm sitting in the car like this with his head all kinked, because he's so tall. But I told him, I said, if I had the money, I'd like to have that car myself. You know what I mean? Because he just got rid of his 73 Formula Firebird.
Okay. Yeah, I know her. Yeah, I remember that one from your videos.
Yeah, that green one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sold that for $20,000. So that was a pretty good deal. And that car was super clean underneath too. The original owner of that car bought it, ended up buying it back.
Wow.
So that's a nice one too. It had the factory fiberglass snorkel hood on it, the dual snorkels.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Formula hood. But yeah, he said he can't find the front corner pieces, the lower valance, or a fender for that car, and he said it's kind of putting a bad taste in his mouth.
It's hard to find parts for him now. The headlight, the plastic piece that goes around the headlight, that's body color, you can get that aftermarket, and it actually fits pretty good because I have an aftermarket one on the driver's side of mine.
Where is that, MPD or AMD or?
I think mine was a Dynacorn. I think I got that from. And then like the center strip that goes in there, that's an aftermarket too. I don't remember where I got that from. I think I got that from NPD. Now the aftermarket fenders, I've heard a lot of horror stories on the fit and finish on them things, and that's why I didn't. That's why I ended up fixing my driver's fender and beating the hell out of it and straightening it out because you know, there's stories on there where guys had to drill all the spot welds out to shift them around and everything. And I didn't want to deal with any of that. So it was easier for me to just beat
Well,
the shit out of
I
it.
think on his it got into the core support too.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean, it's that whole corner. It tweaked the lower valence. It got into the core support, the fender, and the headlight bezel, the plastic
Well,
fiberglass or whatever it is.
on that bumper, Herb, if you behind that plastic surround thing, you got that rubber pad that's back under that. Well, underneath all that, there's like a framework that there's like an actual like bumper that's under there, metal bumper. And that it all connects into that bumper. That bumper is real. It's almost stupid. The amount of adjustments and bolts and bullshit that's in that front bumper. It's insane.
So
If you,
he can make it right again.
he can.
Yeah, I'll have to tell him to start checking for the aftermarket. You know, he's like most guys though. You know, he don't like to buy that Chinese shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
but I mean, if
the
you
thing,
can't find the parts, you can't find the parts.
you know, and that's just how it is. I mean, you know, some of it's good and some of it's bad. Go back and tell him to check out some of my earlier videos when I was doing the front end on the Firebird, and he can see in the video some of the stuff that he'll run into.
It's kind of weird.
You
Yours
know.
was hitting the ass, and his was hitting the front, and you know.
Well,
And then
mine was hitting the front too.
oh,
So yeah, mine was my front fender and my driver's side was all stoked in when I bought the car. There isn't a straight panel on that whole car, dude. There's a dent somewhere on that car. The trunk lid, it's got a dent. The roof, it's got a dent. I mean, yeah.
you know, and it's kind of weird how everybody wants a '69 Camaro, a '69 Camaro. You know, I think the Firebirds had more style than what the Camaros did.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely. Yeah,
it's pretty much
definitely.
the same. If you took the trunk lid and the taillight section out of just the body, you know what I mean? It would be the same car.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot of differences between them, though. I mean, wiring,
interior wise,
huh?
interior
Interior
wise too.
wise,
Like
yeah,
your rear
yeah,
door or your rear side
yeah,
panels and shit,
yeah.
package
Your
tray, all that shit's different too.
package tray's the same. The material, they look similar, but they are different for a Firebird. The door panels are different. Now your armrests and stupid bullshit like that are different. Dash pad's different.
But
Oh,
you couldn't take a '69 Camaro and bolt that shit in direct bolted into a Firebird like
you
the interior
probably
pieces.
could. Yeah,
Yeah,
you probably could.
I know that there's different designs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, but I was
yeah.
just
But you
thinking
could physically do that. Yeah. I mean, the doors are the same. You could put the same door panel. All that shit fits. You know,
so
all
you
that
could
stuff.
take a '69 Firebird body and bolt a '69 Camaro front clip up with the doors and. But these Firebirds, they have the louvers on the back quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, anybody would know the difference.
Well, you'd have to change the dashboard too because the dash cluster and everything's different than a Camaro. Um, so you'd have to change the whole metal dash if you wanted to make it right, you know, because that's the whole thing of it is it's the 350 and it runs really good, but I still have that 396 sitting under the bench. And, because I've been looking around for 400 Pontiacs and around here guys are getting, you know, $1,000 for ones that just, they need rebuilt. And you're already in the hole on it because Pontiac parts are so expensive. And
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
watched that guy that he goes on power tour with Finnegan.
mm-hmm.
I forget his fucking name, but he's got his own YouTube channel now too. But he was on Hot Rod. The fuck was that channel on Motor Trend? with Lucky. He was
Oh yeah, Tony
Tony
Angelo.
Angelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought a Trans Am or a Firebird, one of the two, and it had a Pontiac blower motor in it. Well, he bought an earlier Pontiac, and he said you would not believe how stupid expensive a Pontiac is to build, even if you could find the parts. Like the good heads and because he wants to put a 400 back in it with the blower.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. And I said, my whole thing is I don't have that kind of money to dick with the Pontiac engine. As much as I'd like to, it would be just a drop in. But for the amount of money it would cost me to rebuild the Pontiac, even stock, just to get it stock and just put like a mild cam in it, I'm still ahead of the game if I take that 396 and drop it in and buy all the parts to swap it. So, which is kind of screwed up. So
Yeah, the Buick, like Grady just said, the Buick Olds Pontiacs have been expensive for a long time too.
yeah,
And
they have been.
I think we
Hey,
were going over that on Marty's live the other day.
yeah,
With the old 413s or whatever they were.
yeah.
And the 455s. Because didn't Riley he's putting a 454 in the electric, right?
Oops. No, he's putting a 430 in it. Hey, I'll be back in a second, Herb.
All right, sounds good. I get caught up on these comments. Mr. B Real not a cheap anymore. Parts for 400 for on the Pontiac motors that you got Butler that does a lot of the aftermarket stuff for race stuff. Butler Performance. I got a buddy that actually the guy that redid my El Camino for me. He's got a '69 GTO. It's got a 467, I think it is, cubic inch Pontiac, but he's got aftermarket Butler heads and rotating assembly and stuff like that. I don't know about, like for Eldebrock and, Holly, stuff like that. I wouldn't know about that stuff, but there is some performance parts out there you could do for the, the Pontiac 400s and 455s. Even the transmissions are different versus Chevy, which you probably already know that. They make it tough. The starters are on the opposite side of where Chevys are. The fuel systems are on the opposite side, or fuel pumps. So you'd have to switch your gas lines over as far as putting a Chevy into a Pontiac. But everything's expensive anymore, and it's the world that we live in. Like Grady said. Oh, them Buick GSs are nice. Like everybody was talking, about G bodies and a while back on one of my live streams. And as much as I love the Chevy G bodies like the Monte Carlos, my favorite G body is the Buick T-Type Regal. I'd love to have one of them. I even like the Cutlasses, Infamous Nova. McDonald's is expensive. What's going on, brother? Just shooting the shit. Yeah, my buddy's GTO, Dave's over at Dave's Collision there with that Butler setup in it. He runs 9s with that car on a big tire. He's got a lot of money wrapped up in, like everybody's saying, Pontiacs are expensive. 3.8 liter turbo. It doesn't even have to be the turbo type. I know that's probably what that T type is they're all turbos, but just that type of Regal. I've always liked them cars. I think they're cool, and it does. People wouldn't you want a Grand National? A Grand. Yeah, I think the Grand Nationals are a little overrated. Don't get me wrong; they're nice, but I've always liked just the Buick T-type or the Regals. And what you're going to see they're going to start coming around too. Which I'm sure they already have in the G body world. I had a '68 Le Mans Sprint as a youth with a badass 389. Wish I still had it. Hell yeah. Do you notch your blocks for the valves? On what, Mr. Infamous Nova? I heard 87 GSV6 was quick. Yeah, they were. T-type is turbo. That's what I figured. Big block Chevy. I haven't, no. Notch the pistons for valve clearance sometimes, but not the block. We got the big bore in ours, so I don't think we got to worry about that. The block and valves don't come in contact. Get a big enough camshaft, they will.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Or not on the block and the valves, the pistons and valves, what I'm thinking. You're right, Pat. Slow down, you're reading. I got a small block with a big bore heads. Small bore block with big bore heads. Are you having trouble with the clearance on them, Infamous, or what? What's going on?
Oh boy. All right, I'm back.
When you're 17, 12 seem like nines. It should be fine. Just make sure you clay it.
Was he have a 305 or?
No, he's talking about the big block. He's asking if the valves come in contact with the block.
Oh, was he have a 396? Or
what is it? He said small bore with big bore heads. So I would think probably 396 or 427.
well, no, 427. Always got a 454.
Yeah,
Wait, how big a valve is he? Yeah, how big a valve is he running?
I don't know. I got some pretty big ones in mine, and mine seem okay. And it's just off the standard 454 block.
Yeah, because you can go 225 and still be okay.
I told him, the valve, the pistons, you might have to do some clearancing on a little bit.
Yeah,
but you definitely clay heads are for a 4.5 seems like 4.500.
Oh, they're 230 valves. Yeah, but they should still clear because the bore's pretty big.
Your camshaft, with piston to valve clearance. I mean, you definitely got to watch it. But I've never heard of piston to block or valve to block interference. Now I have seen on some of the big Chief race motors where they go in and massage the block on the top. But I don't know if that's a different degree angle head or what the hell they were doing there.
Yeah, 396s had scallops in them because the bores were smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go with like a 219 valve on a 396, they actually scalloped the block so that the valve would actually clear because it's you have enough clearance because
Yeah,
it
on that
almost hits the
angle.
bore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it almost hits the bore. But as you go up in size, 427s and 454s don't have that scallop because the bore's big enough.
She's got some 230s. What are you putting a new setup together, Infamous Nova? What kind of heads you got? I know them fucking dart heads that I got some massive valves in it. I don't even know if I'm going to have enough fucking cubic inch to run them big son of a bitches. People say them heads are actually too big for my cubic inch. Them Dart 360s
Oh yeah,
for and it's only 508, 508 cubic inch,
yeah.
which they came off of a 565.
Oh,
So I mean, they're all set up. It's got the Titan or the Manly severe duty nitrous valves already in them. Net Tech springs, good up to 890 lift.
damn.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't running nothing that big. Yeah, because I remember seeing on some of the big blocks how your the top of the opening on the cylinder is not round. You got scallops in it, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Check your squash. I clay all my shit,
Yeah,
even when you're
says he's got eBay heads. I'd take them to the machine shop and get them checked.
I just sold my eBay heads that was
Did
on
you?
that. Yeah, that came on that engine. Hey, there's Glenn. Yeah, they're a big head, And I went on Richard Holdner's live stream because he's always on there, and he's part of the Hot Rod Garage team. He does
Mm-hmm.
dyno testing with that Steve Roulet and shit, and they test big blocks and all this shit. And I kind of asked a question, and he kind of come off like a prick.
Oh, really?
He's like, "Don't ask." He said, "Don't phrase it like that." I'm like what? I said, "Do you think that these Dart 360s are too big for the 508 big block Chevy?" And he said, "Don't phrase it like that on my channel. I'll give you an answer, but you." I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm asking a question, dude.
Yeah,
And
we wanted.
he said, but other than that, he said, yes, they'll work just fine on that cubic inch. But
Yeah,
and then another guy asked a question like that, and he jumped his shit. He don't. I guess if I don't know if he's trying to save his job at Hot Rod by not giving out information. Is what I was gathering from it. But he don't want you to phrase it like that. He more or less he wants you to come out and say, I have a 508 with Dart 360s. Am I going to be okay? I mean, different kind of wording basically is, but I'm asking the same fucking question.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
your professional opinion with all, because he's dynoed hundreds of big block Chevys with different combinations, different camshafts, different heads. Do you think these heads will work on my combination? Basically, that's all I want to know. And he said, yes, that'd be fine. But
Jeez. Yeah, I've never gone on any of his. I mean, I've watched some of his live streams and stuff like that, but I've never actually gone on and asked questions or anything.
yeah, well, if you do, better be careful how you word it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, holy fuck, you're an asshole. you know,
He
just
seems
got
like he's
home from
pretty.
Poland.
He seems like he's pretty high strung, anyways.
Yeah, if you got that much shit on your plate, why are you fucking trying to do a live stream? He does one daily, every morning before he goes to work.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
I was
It's like
like,
he's.
part of a routine. In my professional opinion, I'm going to bed. Good night, Pat. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah. Good night, Pat.
Hey, did you ever get that message with my address in it, Pat? For that third brake light? Bingo was his name. Oh. Going to bed too, Grady? I don't think any questions are ever stupid. I mean, he's putting himself out on YouTube as a professional, and which he is, I think, because he's actually had hands-on with hundreds of different combinations, you know what I mean? From LS to Ford to Chevy, Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He can't give out too much information or give out opinions. Oh, that's what he wanted. He said, "You want me to, in my opinion." That's what it was. In my opinion, yes, it would. It'll be fine. But he just can't. You can't phrase it as a question and him answer it as that. But it was kind of weird. But I was like, "Damn, you're a fucking asshole, dude." You got hundreds of people on your live stream, and I was surprised he even answered as many people that was in his live stream. You know what I mean? Because the comments are just rolling through.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was what it is. I left a comment on your video with it. I'll do it again on your last video you just posted. I'll go back and I'll put another comment. Yeah, like I said, he does. He answers. But if you ask in a certain way, he'll jump your shit. But I think it's just because he works for Hot Rod Magazine. Steve Morris is the same way. It's funny because people like to be abused. In my professional opinion, you are correct. I think we all like a little bit of abuse in our lives on a daily basis around here. I seen a thing pop up on YouTube for Glenn's Hot Rod Shop. He started working on his winter project. You like Pat Musey, Pat? I heard he was an asshole too. Everything is, Glenn, around here too, my brother. My buddy has a Pro Mod Camaro wanted. If it was that easy, like I think I told Chris this on our other buddy's live stream last weekend, I should have started a cooking channel. Because I cook every day. It's part of my life, you know what I mean? I'm the one that does the cooking in my house. And, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty good at it. And then Chris here, he says, yeah, he's like, even then when you're done cooking, you get a benefit because you get to eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike, us having these car channels, you can't afford to fucking make content every day and buy shit. You know what I mean? It's at your own shit. Not yet, Glenn. We're going to do that in the next video. I've been busy all week. Been putting my shit through, or myself through abuse. Washing machines, dryers, the wife's truck. We went down to Port Huron and our sixth grandbaby was born Monday. We had a pretty busy week. Helping Tony. I was actually going to do a video tonight. I started working on one. And then I was like, hell, I'll just do a live stream. I have Steve Morris building a big like he would not even talk to him. Really? Wow. I abuse my customers. If you get out of line, you will get an ass chewing at my garage along with your car repairs. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Grady. I just watched um, a podcast with Bobby Ducati on, or Ducati or whatever his name is, and he's part of the NOLA team with Lizzie, and he even come right out and said that Pat's an asshole. It's all for himself. Hey, thanks, Will. Appreciate it. She's her name's Riley Jennifer, and 8 pounds 6 ounces, 21 inches long, healthy. Can't ask for nothing more.
Yeah, come back for more.
He must get better deals in the other shops. Like I say, he's been doing it long enough. He's probably got, my buddy Doug, like I said, they had that 70 CUDA. That's all he's done for years and years is work out of his shop on customer cars, and he don't take new customers on. He's got enough clientele to keep him busy, and if Joe Blow came off the street and needed work done, he wouldn't do it. But he's got enough clientele by word of mouth. His work gives him his clientele. You know what I mean? He's cheaper. His work's good. I'm just that good. No, what do they call that? When a person like that, conceited. He look conceited, ain't he? I'm just that good. Never get it wrong. He said he was perfect earlier.
I watched the Reiner Morrison guys. They have a YouTube. They did have a YouTube channel. I don't know if they still
Rare
do.
Morrison.
Yeah.
What's your labor rates, Pat? $100 an hour. I'm
gonna say probably 140.
You don't quote them by the job. You quote them by the hour.
125.
That's good money. That's good money. So you could have made a couple, well, I guess you probably quoted that K member job by the job because you would have got paid not even $125 if you charged it by the hour because you get it done in 45 minutes. Kai Kelly, a dick to people too. Like I said, you see people on YouTube. It's not just they get, I don't know, internet famous, you would say. Plus, he was on TV too. Um, that ain't what you portray in real life. You know what I mean? You see these people. Half of them don't want to talk to you. With Kai Kelly, you did, Grady? Kai seems like he'd be a pretty all right guy. Sometimes they let the fame go to him on some people. Oh, Tom Bailey. Yeah. I think he'd be fun to hang out with. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. The old Challenger job. Yeah, I like his boy's 57 Chevy wagon that they did before he rolled it. Is the same color of Jenny's dad's 57. What's that other guy that hangs out with Tom Bailey? The big guy that's got the old Chevy. I think it's a 50 something Chevy, a red and white one. See, I said the same thing. Will, if this YouTube channel ever took off to where, I had 100 and something thousand subscribers, and was making money, I'd still be the same fucking guy I am right now. I don't believe in letting money change you. But it's other people you got to watch too. I mean, people know you got money. It's like if you won that lottery for $250 million, the Powerball or whatever the hell it's called, you'd have a lot of new friends.
Yeah, even if you don't put your name in the papers.
I wouldn't advertise it, that's for sure.
No, they usually give you the option on that, I think.
Yeah.
You get all those charities with their hands out.
Well, that, and you get fucking all the crackheads and shit trying to find your address, thinking you got that money stashed at your house.
Yeah.
You got to think of that shit too. I actually seen a thing on, I think it was Discovery or something like that, where this guy won the lottery, and this chick came into his life, and she had two other guys come in, set up a robbery on the son of a bitch, killed him.
Oh, so, they killed him.
Yeah, they killed him, and they didn't even get the money.
Yeah,
the money wasn't there, which they thought it was there. They killed him, and this girl that he ended up meeting set him up. Told the guys, okay, go in this door, blah blah blah. He's gonna be sleeping at this time, blah blah blah, and set him up, had him killed. They didn't get none of the money. They got caught and they're all in prison. And it's all over. And he was a lottery winner. You know what I'm saying?
But he already pissed it away.
Either that or it was in the bank. One of the two.
Jeez.
You come from working around my house at night, you're probably going to get shot.
Oh, man.
Getting a little sleepy, Chris?
Yeah.
What time is it? Fuck, it's almost 1 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap her up pretty soon. The wife will be getting up for work here in about 2 hours.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's what time we get up every day. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
We get a couple days off. I get up with her. Obviously, I'm not going to work that early, but
yeah,
she's got her own store now, and she goes in the store. They got a McDonald's that her owners of the store lease the other half of the store to a independent franchise McDonald's. So they got to open up the same time McDonald's opens up.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah.
Even though she's not a part of McDonald's, she's on the other side. She runs the gas station. You know what I mean? She does all the paperwork. There's other workers there that does the cashiering, but she does all the money, the paperwork, goes to the bank. She's the big dog, and so she goes in that she's got to be there by 4:30.
Oh, man.
So we get up every day at 3. I get the coffee water on, and she's out the door here by about 10 after 4. But it's nice. She said, I said, Jennifer, I said, you're the boss. Why don't you go in at like 9, or 8 or something? She said, because I'd have to stay till 3 or 4. She's like, fuck that. I go in, at 4:30, and she's home by noon.
Yeah, because she damn near put all her hours in. So, yeah.
Yeah, she gets paid salary.
Yeah.
I told her she's
Yeah.
doing pretty good. I mean, for running that little gas station there, fuck, she's making, $26 an hour.
Jeez.
So, that's just a gas station. I mean, but she's been with the company since I had my accident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was a stay at, I didn't make her go to work. I worked.
Yeah.
I made enough money where she didn't have to. We
Yeah.
had a nice house, nice vehicle, and I got hurt, and I kind of she's like, well, I'm going to work. I said, well, see what happens. And she said, no, I'm going to work. And she started out just cashiering and shit. And then she worked her way up to assistant manager. And she was that for a couple of years. And bam, within 7 years, she's running her own gig.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, her
Nice.
last check, it was which was nice because we got shit going on in our life, that requires money right now with my dog's surgery and shit. But her last check had an extra $600 attached to it, due from an inventory bonus.
Oh, damn.
I was like, sweet, because any business that you got thieves, you know what I mean? So they got to do it every 30 or every 90 days. They go through and do an inventory and check their losses, like you're supposed to have this many candy bars or this many, there's a lot of people steal. And her store was on the top for stolen items. So they got a pretty decent bonus. And I told her, well, fuck, it couldn't have came at a better time. That throttle positioning sensor was $80. And then our washer blew up right, before we went down to Port Huron. We spent $300 on a washer. Me and the boy struggle get the washer in place. I go to turn the valves off to shut the water out to the washers. They start leaking.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, what the fuck? We finally get that taken care of. I get the old washer out, put the new washer in, get it hooked up. I got the fucking lines backwards on the back, so it's rinsing in hot water instead of cold water. I had to pull it back out, switch the lines. Oh, it gets better, Chris. And then she goes to throw the first load of laundry out of the washer, the new washer, into the dryer. The fucking heating element halfway through the cycle takes a shit on the dryer.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. So we had to pull all that shit back out of that little room, get the dryer out. And I had a dryer out in my garage from our trailer that I bring, because I bought a new washer and dryer over there.
Yeah.
We ended up selling the washer because Jenny didn't like it because it didn't have the agitator in it. It just has a little nub at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I want one with an agitator. And so we sold the other one like a year and a half ago. And so I had the dryer out here anyway. So we got the dryer put in, got the washer put back in. I was like, okay, we're good now, right? And this is after we just got back from Port Huron, and that was a $200 trip to go down there for the day to, for the granddaughter being born.
Yeah.
And then her truck takes the shit, goes into limp mode yesterday. Throttle positioning sensor went out of it. And I'm like, oh my God, is this fucking week over with yet?
Oh God.
I just can't take it, man. I mean, it just like hits coming from every direction, and fucking money. But we got through it. We're all good.
Yeah.
I'm a proud Texian. Hell, I keep forgetting. Are you in the Houston area, Pat, or I keep forgetting where parts. I mean, Texas is so fucking big. Arlington. I know he pulls out of his shop, goes down a little one way, and then all of a sudden it turns right into the fucking expressway. I know that.
Yeah.
Shows on his videos.
Just lives in Texas. Houston.
Houston, okay. I remember that. Houston area.
Well, Herb, I think I'm going to jump off of here.
All right, brother. Thanks for stopping on and keeping me company.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
Yeah,
I will talk to you
like
later.
I said, Chris, if you want to do a clips of your cars, and I'll leave a message on one of your videos with my email,
Okay.
and shoot me a
Well,
little thing on your couple of your cars. And yeah, you probably still
I
have my
got your
email, don't you?
yeah, and I got your phone number, I think, too, because I
Yeah,
could
set
probably even
something up
text
and I'll
them
help
to you.
you. See, yeah, I'll do
Yeah, I could.
do a little thing to see if we can help you get up to that your little deal.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I
Hell
could
yeah.
probably text them to you, Herb, because I think I have your phone number.
Well, that's the
So,
house phone number.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the house number. So,
Okay.
but I'll leave you a message or my email is h1971 El Camino at Yahoo. You know,
Okay.
my first initial is pretty easy. Shoot me an email and we'll get something set up. And like I said, I'll do a little montage of your channel or something and help you. I know we Hot Rod Fab's got a couple new ones tonight too on here. Um, he's a good buddy of mine from he lives in Michigan here.
Oh, okay.
His channel is Test the Speed Shop, Glenn. And I'm sure if you get him, he'll get you back too. Everybody on here, you know, you guys like their content, hook them up. Rocker Pat. Grady ain't got a channel. He just comes on and supports all of us. It's cool. Grady's been a subscriber of mine for a long time. He's a good guy. Like I said, you know, and that's what makes my channel all worth what it is the people that I get to meet. And he actually comes to Michigan and races at 131.
Oh, does he?
He's got a badass. I wish I had the T-shirt that I got. He's got a badass OBS club cab pickup that runs real good, and he's in a bracket that he goes to different states and races. It ain't a league; it's whatever organization.
Okay.
But hell yeah. But yeah, I think we're gonna jump off here too, guys. It's getting pretty late. Mr. Glenn, I just seen you posted up a video. I'm gonna go watch it. Mr. Grady, thank you for everything, which you know what I'm talking about. Time for a dirt bill at Black. Mr. Bill, I'll be getting a hold of you to slide over here and give me a hand on a little bit of shit on the Blazer. And of course, Chris over at Test the Speed Shop. Thank you for keep coming on and keeping me company.
Not a problem, Herb. We haven't talked in a long time.
Yeah, no shit. We need to talk more, man.
I know.
Life gets in the way sometimes of everybody, you know.
Well, yeah. Especially nowadays.
I wasn't going to put no numbers out there, but Grady just did. He's got a 10-second street truck.
Damn.
Club cab street truck.
Club cab. So it's a long wheelbase yet.
Love you too, brother.
Cool. That's
like
pretty
I said,
cool.
Grady's helped me out and sent me banners for the garage, and never know when the UPS man's going to show up and it's something from Grady. I don't even got to post my Cash App across the bottom of the screen. I don't ask for nothing.
You don't have to hold your cardboard sign up in front of the camera.
Yeah. Please help me build my race truck. You know, as much as I want that truck done, I could give a shit less if it took me another 5 years. If it means taking care of my family and taking care of what we got to take care of in daily life, because I won't spend any of my money. What funds that truck out in the garage is what I make out of the garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have money, just like that washer blowing up or Jenny's truck taking it. You got to have money saved up for emergencies. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
There's, when I get a little bit of money from my disability or whatever, it pays bills. And if there's something left, it gets put away just for that reason.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's all budget, trying to do what you can, Yeah.
You're not going to take your last $5 out of your pocket and go buy a little piece of crack or something, or, instead of a gallon of milk for your kids. And I still have a kid living at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he's maintenance and all of his own. He's our young child, or what's Jenny call him? My adult child, or my adult son. Because he's 23, but he's still living at home.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Try to keep 10 grand. Fuck, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, no
Hey,
shit.
let me send you my cash app, Pat.
Yeah, really.
No,
Where's my
he works
cardboard
hard,
sign
man.
at? Man. All right, Herb.
All right, man. Sounds good. All right, talk to you later, Chris.
All right,
Everybody
I'll
else?
see you.
Yep.
See you, everybody.
Anybody on here want to make sure you go hit up Chris over at Test the Speed Shop. He would probably much highly appreciate it. Good guy, as you guys can see. Got a couple nice cars. Does work on all of his buddies' cars. He don't post a lot because he's usually getting pulled in a lot of different directions, but when he does post, it's pretty cool. Good guy, though. I don't give a shit if your channel sucks. If you're a good guy, I'm there. And always will be there. And he's the same way. Just like all you people here. Glenn, Grady, Pat. True supporter for me. But yeah, that's nice, Pat, that you could keep 10 grand in the bank at all times. Fuck. Wish I could do that. I'm lucky if I got $1,000 at all times. And this week pretty much took my nest egg. It is what it is. But we're going to be jumping off here. It's 1 o'clock, guys. I really appreciate everybody for watching. Yeah, Glenn, he's been on for a couple years. And some of these guys, they don't. I have to keep my money. Hell yeah. And you ain't got no woman spending it for you either, Pat. Or kids. You got your doggy. But doggies, they're easy to make happy. But like I said, we're going to be jumping off. I appreciate everybody for watching and coming on as usual. And we'll catch you on the next one. Be safe, guys. Don't be too cold. Pat, in your case, don't get too warm. We'll catch you next time. All right. Later. Or later. This fucking thing.